All right, everyone. Hi, y'all. Welcome to Ladies Night. Tonight, our show is we're just gonna be chopping it up. There's gonna be we're bringing it back to the way it was, where the ladies would just come on and we would discuss whatever we wanted to talk about. That we was talking about, and I would like to bring that back. So I'm putting the link out so the ladies can come in if they want to chime in on a topic or they want to bring up a topic that they want to talk about or anything they feel like discussing. We're gonna do that. Okay, Abner's not here at the moment, but we know that sometimes she has issues. She'll come in when she can make it in. And tonight, with me as my guest and as a fellow lady is Auntie. Uh, she's you see her up here, and we're gonna chat.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. So first thing I want to talk about is I have a couple of updates. It's not isn't you know okay now. For those of y'all, do y'all remember Kiwan Bobby Charles? He was the 15-year-old black boy that was found uh, dead near sugarcane field for drowning. And he was picked up from his house by his white friend and his mother. And they never reported anything. Yeah, so the update is they have finally arrested the mother that came and got him without his parents' permission. Yeah, Irvin. Yeah, they finally came and got her. Her name is Janet Irvin. Yeah, they arrested her on charges of failure to report a missing child and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. The question was arise because they found marijuana in the system, and they also thought it was wrong because the neighbors reported that the boy was talking erratically and was talking about suicide that was in Irvin's neighborhood. But yeah, she didn't call the parents to say, "Hey, I got him here. He's acting erratic. He's talking about killing himself. Y'all need to come and get him because I don't know what to do." Didn't know where he was. He disappears out your house and you don't know where he is. So I always felt that she had something to do with it, or at the least and the worst, as far as I'm concerned, she neglected him. She didn't say anything, do anything, and she left that child vulnerable, and he ended up getting killed. Yes, I said kill because I can't see how you're gonna drown in a puddle of water without some help. Okay, because he was near nobody to water his by a sugarcane field. Okay, so that's just the beginning. They ain't stopping looking for a killing. As far as they're concerned, somebody killed him. But her neglect, she's been arrested and waiting for her to be charged. She had the she's now back in Iberia Parish, and they got her in jail over there. Yeah, so they Iberia Parish sheriff is still investigating, and and because the Baldwin Police Department had washed their hands of it. As far as they're concerned, it was a closed case. But Iberia Sheriff Department is still on it. Okay, now, oh yeah, yeah, Belmore. What's the odds? how he got suicidal after hanging around with these white people. Yeah, we always figure, hanging around white people, living in a white neighborhood, you're kind of suicidal because you put yourself in danger when you hanging out with them, especially when the whole family trips out on drugs and mushrooms. Who knows what was going on, what happened, what they saw? Because they didn't find mushrooms in his system. They found the THC, which is associated with marijuana. But where did he get it from? He didn't get it from his house. That's what the contribute to the delinquency of a minor thing comes in. Yeah. Not to mention, I don't know why they didn't put kidnapping charge. She took him without his parents' permission. It don't care if he went with them. That was without his parents' permission. hmm So, anybody else want to say anything about that? Okay, Auntie. All right, see you in a little bit. Okay, now the next update I have. Okay, the next update I have. Okay, I'm gonna say it once again, ladies. I'm putting the link out. So if there's a topic y'all want to talk about, not just a topic I choose or what I'm discussing at the moment, anything you want to talk about, anything, come on up. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go with what I'm doing. All right. So say it ain't so. There's the link. If you want to talk about the topic we talked about, um, well, come on up and we'll talk about it. In the meantime, I got the link down there. Let me know if you're having a problem with the link. But if not, come on up and I'm going to move on to my next update. Now, okay, now y'all heard about the black woman in Jamaica who got shot while she was attending church service. Well, we thought the update was all through, but it was a lot more going on with her. Let's see. Okay, so the person that shot her was her stepson. Yeah, her stepson, Javian Garwood. He the one that shot her. And yeah, they caught him. He's being charged with murder and conspiracy to murder. Him and someone named Dwight Benham, who's also charged with murder and illegal possession of a firearm. So those two are two of the three people that they arrested. Now the third person, you can say he was a getaway driver. His name is Leon Hines, and so there's a little time going on with him because he's going to plea bargain. That's what we call it, and it seems like he might have information that make the other two be more forthcoming. They want them to admit to what they done. Otherwise, they're going to charge them the way they're going to charge them. So, but they got the three that was involved. So right now, the stepson, whoever the white guy is, and the getaway driver, um, Hines. So that's the update that's going on with the the woman from Jamaica. It seems like they didn't like the fact that she inherited their dad's money. They felt she should have it. I mean, they should have it. I guess that's his son from previous marriage. But he put it in. The husband put it in his will for his wife to have it. So there got to be a reason behind that. Oh yeah, Hassan, you're right. It was family and it was over money. Yeah, yeah. So the initial thought that it was somebody shooting to get what they call street cred. Nah, that wasn't it. It was family. Okay. So that's it for those two updates. So unless y'all want to discuss it, I'm just updating you on what I've found out about. Yeah, yeah, they felt they should have had the money, and she should have just turned it over to them, or or something. But hey, he willed it to her, and yeah, and she had just lost her husband a couple of weeks ago, week before she got killed. Oh, she went through a lot. She lost her mother 6 months before that. Then her husband 2 weeks before she got killed, and now her. And since she's in politics and stuff like that, well, she's like what they call the person that's behind the scene, the party, a party. It sounds like a party chairperson. I forgot how it's called, but at first I was thinking, could it be political? I know some other countries they be like real extreme with their politics, but you was right, Hassan. It's always money. Uh-huh. Okay. So so we're going to do Max brought up the topic earlier. Do black women unnecessarily put their husbands or friends' lives in danger? Now, y'all got Max point on that, but since they saying do black women, we as women, we should have a say on it. Since we supposedly put them in danger, we do not put our men in danger. We don't. We try not to. Briggs had it right that we try. We do not put our men in danger. We usually the voice of reason. You see too many women, and some men hate that, where women get in between two men fighting, trying to be the voice of reason, trying to get everybody calm down. And okay, I don't know about the women where they came from, where they got this thing going. I agree with Max. They taking one or two incidents with some ratchet women that went wrong or went too extreme to to make it about all black women. Okay, growing up, we were taught, and I hate, we were taught that we were to protect our men. You do not put yourself in a situation where a man has to, get involved, and then they'll go at it in each other. Like, you don't date two men. If you got a husband, you better stick with your husband. If you got a man, stick with your man. If you not happy with them, you break up with one before you move on to the other, because you do not want the men fighting. Because men, when they're angry and they're heated, a lot of them are not reasonable, and if it's if it's mild in the sense that they'll beat each other till they're in the hospital, that's mild. Bad, somebody get killed. So you was taught, we were, not to do that. We were told anyhow, no, you don't do that, and stuff like that. Yeah, I do admit, I do like seeing, men, but I like boxing matches. I do, the idea. I know what these ratchet women are thinking. It does sound exciting that two men are fighting over you, but you don't create that. You don't go out of the way to create that. Women do not do that. If something happened, it happens. Usually what happened is, as Max said, the woman gets groped, or she's been talked to some kind of way. So her man's gonna stick up for her. You're not gonna touch my woman and handle her any kind of way. Or you're not gonna talk to my woman like that. Like that be the situation. And men will defend their women. That's what they do. They protect. They protect their women and they protect their family. Oh, I see. Max is up here.
Yes, yes, yes. Only because you was talking about the topic I was talking about earlier. I did have something I wanted to chime in on, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
First of all, let me say hello, ladies of Ladies Night. I want to thank everybody for showing up for Ladies Night. Um, Brothers, understand something, right? When you ask for a woman's hand in her marriage, I'm sorry, when you ask for a woman's hand in marriage as a husband, you become her protector. I don't know if any of y'all knew that or understand that, but you become her protector as well as her husband. You're responsible for her well-being. Now we're going to take this from the top and bring it all the way down to the bottom. The top is marriage. If some man violates your wife, you are supposed to deal with that. If your wife comes back and tell you that a man accosted her or did something to violate her, you have to deal with that. Why? Because you are her protector. Who else is she supposed to go to? She's supposed to come to you for protection. You are her husband. I don't know why that seems to be Chinese arithmetic to a lot of dudes. But it's very clear. Once you become her husband, you are her protector. Now let's take it down a notch. Let's take it to the boyfriend and girlfriend level. All right. If you are in a serious, committed relationship with a woman, guess what? You assume the role of a protector. Why? Because you are in a serious relationship with her. You can't be in a serious relationship with her without caring about her well-being. That doesn't make any sense. Surely if you're out to dinner with her and you're in a serious relationship with her and someone comes to try to harm her, you're not going to do anything? That doesn't make any sense. Of course, you're going to defend her honor because you're in a serious relationship with her. You're thinking about taking it all away. So you assume the role of protector. As men in this society, we are the protectors of our women and children. Now, unfortunately, a lot of you don't understand that and have gone with this sissy bim mentality that women are putting men's lives in danger. Now, in some cases, that is going on. But in many cases, it isn't. Your woman is supposed to come to you for protection. I'm not sure why many of you don't understand that. You are her protector. You are supposed to provide adequate protection for her. That includes if she gets violated by another man. You're supposed to deal with that man, that threat. Now, I'm not saying you got to be dumb about it. Of course, you be smart about it, but you deal with it. You don't let another man violate your woman and get away with it. That's the sign of a coward. And if you're a coward, she shouldn't be with you because you can't protect her. Cowards can't protect women. A woman shouldn't be with a coward. And she shouldn't be with a dumbass nigga either. Excuse my, French. Case in point, the guy that killed that man in the Waffle House who didn't pay for his woman's breakfast. He had no business doing that. So, men are to protect the women in the. I don't know how many times I got to keep saying it. Men protect their women and children. This is true in every other society. Why are we having a hard time with this in black society? Why are we having all of these conversations about protecting our children and our women. Why are we doing one podcast after another talking about, do black women deserve protection? Should black women get protection if they don't submit? If a black woman submit, does she deserve protection? These are some of the most ridiculous podcasts I've ever seen. You know, of course she deserves protection. The protection is supposed to be automatic. This is your woman. This is your natural counterpart. This is not a white woman. This is not an Asian woman. This is a black woman. Of course she deserves protection. Now, some people say, well, every black woman don't deserve protection. Depends. If you have a turncoat like a Candace Owens, I may agree with you. Or Tawana Burke, I may agree with you. But 9 times out of 10, black woman deserves protection and should be protected. It should be protected now and protected by you, the black man, not by the Tooth Fairy, not by Santa Claus, not by Count Dracula, Frankenberry, and all of them. No, you, the black man. See, the problem with a lot of you brothers is that you're cowards. You're scared. You probably don't know how to fight. And of course, no one is fighting anymore, right? People are shooting, right? Well, then you got to get your shoot game up. You got to do what you got to do to protect your woman. That white man knows how to protect his woman. Put your hands on his woman if you dare. And he'll show you what protection is. Any other race of men know how to protect their women. But for some reason, black men seem to be having an issue. I don't know how to protect black women. Should I protect black women? Why are we having these discussions? Why only we have this problem with brothers? Why are brothers seem to be walking around here and don't get it? Why are they having such an issue with protecting women and children? Your women and children. Again, a coward can't protect anyone, not even himself, because he's a coward. And in a situation where someone is accosting your woman or violating your woman, you as a man is supposed to deal with that. You are not to allow that to happen to your woman because she trusts in you. She is looking to you as her natural protector. And when she is put in danger and violated against her will, she's coming to you to handle that, and you are supposed to deal with that. That is what she is supposed to do. Let me say that again so we'll be clear. If you didn't know then, I'm telling you as a man, that is what she's supposed to do. If my wife is out and somebody did something to my wife against her will, she's supposed to come back to me and tell me. And I'm supposed to deal with that. I don't understand why this is so hard for many of you brothers to understand. But I guess if you're a coward, it will be confusing to you. Seems very clear to me. This is something that you're supposed to do. And it's something that she is supposed to. Let's get that cleared up. She is supposed to go to her protector for protection. And with that being said, thank you, Dane, for allowing me to come up to speak my piece. Everybody else, enjoy ladies' night.
Okay.
Bye, Max.
Bye-bye, Belle.
Yeah.
Hey, what I wanted to say, hi, everybody. Oh, my gosh.
And
yeah, he was right. This is a stupid topic. You know, even discussing it. Oh, should we protect them? Do they do this? Do they do that? You know, the ones that there are ones that do it. There are, you know, plenty that, you know, will defend, as we see, since they end up, you know, some happen to them or maybe some don't, you know, or whatever. But, you know, it don't go right sometimes, but they just do it automatically because that's what men do, you know. So it just says to me, that if they wanted to do it, they would do it. They just don't want to, you know? And that just shows you too that they probably have no real, if they got a woman, they have no real feeling for her, you know, or no kind of love. It's not anything real. So they're like, why am I going to put myself out there and get killed for somebody that, you know, I don't plan on, I probably won't be with forever. That's probably how they think. But if you marry that woman, of course, you know, most of the men, they're going to protect their wives. And Max was talking about that, and I was thinking to myself, well, damn, well, maybe that's why the marriage rate is so low, because they know this deep down that they're supposed to be doing this, you know, automatically. It is that fear or just the unwillingness to do it. And maybe they know, okay, I know if I'm married to a woman, I'm required. I have to. What kind of punk would you be if somebody's knew that you just ran or something, you know, and didn't protect your wife? You know what I'm saying? So I mean, they know that level of a relationship, marriage, or a really serious relationship, fiance, whatever. They know they have no excuse for not protecting that woman. So it's just a little theory of mine. Maybe that's why they feel like, oh, you know, I don't want to get married, you know, because they know that's a requirement on them as men.
Well, I think you're right on the money.
Yeah. I mean, it just him, Max, saying that just kind of made that click in my head. We'd be like, damn, well, maybe that's why the marriage rate is so low. Because he was talking about, you got to protect your wife. You're going to protect your wife. How many wives that are there really in the Black community? That's just according to their statistics as well. Don't they say like 70 or 80% of Black women are single mothers or some crap like that?
Mm-hmm.
So that would say that, you know, it's a lot of men that's not marrying these women. So maybe they just know about that responsibility. They're just not acting on it. They do know. You know, they have to know. I mean, it's just a natural thing. So they're just not getting into anything serious with these women and stuff, because they're like, well, because I know I'm required to do something. You know, that's like a requirement on them. So
yeah, and it gives a clearer picture of the save yourself Black man. Okay, so you're gonna leave your woman, your children, leave them in danger to save yourself. You're gonna leave them vulnerable to save yourself.
yeah,
That just shows how truly cowardly they are, and explain why they do not have women.
right.
They showed themselves to be cowards. So the women either left them because they showed that they were a coward. They showed that they were not going to truly protect. They was going to give as little as possible. So you're going to give just a little. You're not going to even try. I'm not staying with you. I
Yeah,
do better. I do, as the phrase goes, I do bad all by myself. You know,
right.
you know, if I have to defend by myself, then I have to defend by myself. What's the point of me having you and being with you if you're not going to be a full partner that when push come to shove, if I'm in danger, the children in danger, you're not going to be there. You're going to hem and harm. You're going to waste time. You're going to avoid anything in order to not to have a confrontation because you're afraid you're going to get killed. Are you afraid to get hurt? Not even supposed to be thinking about that. You should be thinking, I'm protecting my wife and children. Do not want them to be in danger. Want them to be out of harm's way. So concern for yourself shouldn't immediately be in your picture unless you can see as another way. I'm gonna keep my children safe and do it this way, and we all be safe. But a lot of times the world ain't gonna let you do that.
Hey, Dave.
They're gonna push back.
Now, who is this? I guess somebody got a question for you. We're just sitting up here talking and just chopping it up, Wiggly. So don't get your panties in a bunch.
Uh-huh.
Nobody's voluntarily misrepresenting men. And, you know, this is what she might think or whatever. It's just theories. We can sit
And
around
this,
and chat. Everybody else sit around and talk bullshit. We can too. So
yeah,
if you got a comment or you got a theory on it, or you a man that think you don't think that has to protect a woman or their woman, then comment on that part. But nobody ain't misrepresenting nothing.
yeah. And besides, this came out of their mouths. This came out of the sissy Ben's mouth. I didn't say it represented all men. We specifically said sissy Ben's. Cis Ben. I specifically said save yourself, black man, which is cis Ben. So either you very new, you don't know who the cis Ben's is, or as we like to call them, the sissy Ben's. And then I can let that comment pass and stuff like
Okay,
that.
and
You
then
don't know.
and also, how about go ask those men why they leave? They tell everybody why they leave. It's all over the dang social media.
You.
They tell everybody why they leave for stupid reasons that make no sense. And generalizing people, like y'all like to say, it's dumb. Excuses. So I mean, it makes no sense. There's no way to prove what they say. You can't put that on all women. So they have their reasons. They just want to be with somebody that's not black. Don't they just say that? That save yourself, black man, or whatever. And they say, oh, well, we're not getting, we just don't like black American women. We'll go over to South America or something and get those women, which is BS.
And it's gonna get them disappeared or in pieces.
So those kind of people that are talking about save themselves from us. And I don't, truthfully, I'm going to get off here in a little bit. So I just want to say this. I'm not concerned and I never had thought about, a man protecting me. In my relationships, I just always assumed that would be the case. And when I'm on my own, I protect myself because that's how I was raised. But, those people that are starting, fights with guys and then won't run and go get the man just because they want to see him fight and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's childish, just stupid, it's dangerous. And nobody should be doing that. But we're talking about in normal situations where a woman just needs help. Like, for instance, when she was just trying to buy herself a bottle of wine and got accosted by a bunch of dusty Negroes right there, something like that. That's what we mean, protection. Not in the cases, people always try to use the most extreme cases, like somebody getting a person killed. We're talking about in normal situations, like that woman that got that man was trying to argue with her in the parking lot, and then he slapped her phone out of her hand, and she hit him back. That kind of situation. What was she not supposed to protect herself? Was she supposed to run away screaming or whatever? He already had a gun. He could have might have just shot her in the back anyway. Said she did something to him. Who knows what would happen? All this, coulda, shoulda, woulda, they should have did this. Nobody thinks about that. When it comes down to that moment, if I got to protect somebody that's with me, or if somebody, my daughter, some family member I love, I'm not going to be thinking about dying, like Dame said. I'm not that much of a coward. People shouldn't be afraid of dying with all these problems they claim the white man put on them. They should be afraid of living, since a lot of them ain't doing nothing about it. But that's my rant. So I'm out.
Okay. Yeah. And Wiggly. Okay, you said theories are theories. Well, they are quoting theory. They're using a theory that based on one or two women out of a group that are ratchet, who enough to create a situation where their man is fighting against another man, at which in these times is dangerous because a lot of people coming with guns, they're coming with weapons. That don't mean black women as a whole do this. So they got their theory. So we pitting theory against theory, and as I was saying earlier, we've gone to Pacific group of black men who are saying these things that women are black women are putting their husbands and their men in danger unnecessarily. Yeah. So so our theory is their theory is wrong. We not put black women do not put their black men in danger. Okay, the way this world is, there will be situations that'll happen. There'll be situations that'll happen, and because a lot of these men, a lot of people are cowardly. In the cases that we talked about earlier, where that white man confronted the pregnant woman, or that white man went after the woman in the handicap space, you notice they didn't go looking for no men. They went looking for a woman. They were picking a fight over some minuscule nonsense. The Walmart with the pregnant woman, in that case, she's teaching her daughter to drive. Her daughter's at the stop sign. You know, she's just learning to drive. The little girl, the young lady's just learning to drive, so she's nervous. So she stayed at the stop sign a little bit longer. Okay, you honk your horn, you made your point. But no, he had to get out of the car and confront the woman. And of course, being a mother, she coming out was like, "What's your problem, man?" And said she's taking too long. She's young, she's a child, she's learning. But no, he kept on at it. He's backing her into her car. And so black man came forward and stepped up. He had the presence of mind. He had his gun because he know that these white people they're not gonna back down. And who knows what that other man might have had. So he showed his gun. If you don't back off and step back. Mm-hmm.
Let me interrupt you for a minute. All right, listen, chat. Don't time Wiggly out. Let him get what he got to get off his chest. Because, you see, I'm a little tired of certain type of individuals. Let me explain something to you, Mr. Wiggly. If there's anybody misrepresenting black men, it's black men. Your fight is not with the women on this panel or the women in this chat. You need to go to the Manospheres, the SYSBM guys, the Red Pill guys, and all of those phony factions in the conscious community, because they are the ones who are misrepresenting black men. Right now, they are representing black men to be cowardly and effeminate. That is what they are doing. So your issue isn't with the women here. Your issue is with the Manosphere, Red Pills, Igbor, MGTOW, and the rest of those factions. They are misrepresenting black men. They're the one who got you looking like a coward, got you looking weak, got you looking effeminate. They are the reasons why people think black men are cowardly, weak, and that's your misrepresentation. That is where you need to concentrate your anger. Not here. The women on this channel do not misrepresent black men. They are reacting to the way black men are representing themselves today. And right now, they are representing themselves as cowards, effeminate, and weak. That is not the fault of the women on this panel or any black woman on this channel or black women, period. That is the fault of those black men who are representing themselves that way. So take that up with them. Don't come here trying to jump on these women because you feel some kind of way that you're being misrepresented. I agree with you. You probably are. But you need to go to where they're misrepresenting. I suggest you go stop by the Manosphere headquarters, the SYSBM headquarters, Red Pills, MGTOW, Moors, and the other phony factions, the Hebrew Israelites. There's plenty of them for you to choose from because they are all misrepresenting black men. That is where your fight needs to be. It is not here on the Ebony Star Network or on Ladies Night or at the E Nation. The black women here do not misrepresent black men. I vouch for the women here and I protect the women here. You got a problem with that? You don't have to come back. I already explained to you where your fight needs to be. There's nothing for you here. I'll say one more time, the black women on this channel do not misrepresent black men. They are reacting to the way the black man is representing himself. So your issue is with those factions that I just mentioned. They are the ones who are representing black men today. So when you have an issue, take it up with them. Not with the ladies of Ladies Night, not with the ladies of the East Star Nation. Hope we're clear. Now, with that being said, let me get out of your way, Dame, and let you go on with Ladies Night.
Okay, as we were saying, yeah, they are misrepresenting. They're saying that black men are selfish and should only think for them about themselves, save themselves. From who? From black women. By saying that, they're saying black men are cowardly, thin-skinned, and weak, and they can't handle a little anger coming from black women. They can't handle her being mad or handling her getting on him about something or you know, or trying to get him to be what he's supposed to be or what he was meant to be. He's black man is the leader. Okay, we got a bunch of black men that are not showing themselves as leader. You know, they're saying things like, she won't let me. Excuse you. First of all, we don't stop you from being a leader. And two, if you're going to let some woman stop you from being a leader, the leader that you're meant to be, then you're a little boy and she's mothering you. And she needs to stop it right now. But no, you using that as an excuse of, and you don't want to admit, I don't want to be the leader. They need to just come out to say, I don't want to be the leader. I'm not going to be the leader. Because that's what they're saying. They're saying it in other words, but they're pretty much saying, I don't want to be the leader. And I won't be the leader. No leader of men or no man is gonna let a woman stop him from what he believes is right. He'll reason with her. He'll talk with her. He'll find out what she has an issue with and see if they can solve it. But if he believes this is what he needs to do, this is what he needs to do for his family, his community, his woman, whatever, you know, then he's going to do it. But they spewing all this stuff. So now they're trying to make us the scapegoat again, and trying to say that we're putting black men in danger, that we are starting stuff, and then we go call for help from black men. No, we do not start anything. Stuff just happened to us because of these dudes' rhetoric and stuff like that. There's a bunch of people that believe black women aren't protected. So they come up. Every one of these, well, not everyone, but a lot of these situations that they're talking about, the black woman was approached. She was aggressively approached by a white man who did not believe that she had protection. He felt he had the right to go after her for whatever little penny ante reason and spew all his anger and hate out on her. He don't care that she's a woman, that she's a woman with children, that she's pregnant. All he cares about is that she's in his way for whatever reason, and she don't have no protection, so he can get the chance to spew all that out, or he get a chance to go at her or attack her. And of course, in reality, black women aren't unprotected. They have men who will protect them. They have husbands, their man, their brothers, their fathers, their uncles, their grandfathers, and stuff like that. And just the men that's in their community that knows them, that they associate with, will protect them. And in some cases, the black men, that all they care about is that the black woman is in danger, and they're gonna go in there and handle it for her, to get out of it, because she represents their mother, their sister, their daughters, granddaughters, aunties, grandmas. Because a lot of the men that were strangers that stepped in, black men that were strangers stepped in, said, I did what I hope someone would do for my daughter, my female family member. It's just right. It's the thing that a man's supposed to do. This come out of another black man's mouth, not the black woman. Black men have said this. Not frightened little boys, not down low men who wants to be women, who waste their energy and their time arguing, pointing fingers, blaming the woman, instead of go do what needs to be done to straighten out your community, to straighten out your household, straighten out your life. No, they look for excuses to blame it all on. Whew, okay, I'm ranting there, and I still got a lot more to go. But hey, I shouldn't dominate everything. Auntie, is there anything you want to say? Any ladies want to say anything on this?
I think you summed it up pretty well.
Okay. So yeah. So when you see us talking about black men not being black men, that's because we're seeing some of these black men. Are we hearing them? In most of the cases, we're hearing them say such things that black men that we see now in our world don't say. At least not the ones that that are. Occasionally you get mad man who's mad at his woman, and so he's mad at every black woman, which is what I think these dudes are. But most part, men don't argue with women. They'll talk with women. They're like, okay, I disagree with you about that. And occasionally they argue with their women. But it's not with this hatred, this vitriol, this thing. It's just them having a disagreement with their significant other. And they don't lump all women like that. It is their woman, or the woman that they be with, or the woman they've been with, or they even say the women I knew, or the woman I know. Nah, that's not lumping on black women. That just means that's his experience with the women that he gets involved with, the women in his life. That's just his situation. That's not every black woman. That's not everybody's situation. Hello, Max.
Yes.
You wanted to add something more?
Well, this the fact that somebody will come in here and say that we are misrepresenting black men, I don't see how you get that. Black men are doing a very good job misrepresenting themselves. And we are just merely reacting to that representation. You cannot represent yourself that way, and then when somebody responds to it, you say that you're being misrepresented. You are the ones who present yourselves as cowards. You are the ones who are running your mouth talking about you don't want to protect your women and children. You are the ones talking about you want to save yourselves from your own women, which is absolutely retarded. Nobody in the world is doing that other than you dummies. You are the one that is effeminate and are competing with your own women for the love of men. You are the ones that are afraid and acting cowardly and soft and overly emotional. You're the one who's saying that your women don't deserve protection. You're the one that's asking your woman for submission, but you have nothing for her to submit to. You don't have any power. You don't even have something as basic as respect. And so you have the nerve to ask for submission? And then you got the nerve to come in here talking about somebody misrepresenting you? You won't get that off here. So when you want to represent yourself in the correct way, in the way that you want people to see you, I suggest you go out and do it. I suggest you go to the Manosphere. I suggest you go to the SYSBMs. They're the ones who are misrepresenting you. Black women aren't misrepresenting you at all. They're just reacting to the way you're representing yourselves. So dang, why is that so hard? Why is that they can't see that?
Well, they don't want to see that. Yeah, they don't want to see that because they don't want to. They want to see themselves as being cowardly. They want to see themselves as being weak.
And yeah, you know what? Speaking of that, what's up with this? And what's with this coward culture? I don't know if anybody ever told you guys, but women aren't attracted to cowards. You know why? Because they need protection. Mm-hmm. So cowards don't appeal to them. If a woman needs protection for her and her children, she's not going to a coward. Why would she do that? So what makes you think this coward culture is attractive or appealing to women? And then on top of that, with this coward culture, you have the nerve to complain about the black woman not submitting. Why should she submit to a coward? A coward can't do anything for her. He can't protect her. He can't keep her out of harm's way. So why is she submitting to that? We keep coming back to this submission thing. We've talked about it ad nauseum. But you guys just seem to don't get it. You keep spewing this nonsense. And that in itself tells you right there how worthless you guys are. And why we don't have anything in our society now worth a damn. Because you got men up here complaining about submission when you don't deserve any. You haven't done anything to get any submission. You haven't built your own infrastructure. You haven't done anything. Except make these phony factions and get online and run your mouth like little girls. Claiming that you're doing something for the black community by bringing them information, by running your mouth. Not actually doing something in the community, but running your mouth. And then you're not even running your mouth about anything that can actually help black people. 9 times out of 10, you're talking about something that happened a long time ago. Something that you're not going to do anything about. Something that you can't do anything about, except talk about it. So if you can't do anything to change it, why talk about it? To me, it's worthless rhetoric. You need to be out here talking about things that we can do to get us out of this situation. Not even sure why many of you have followers, because you serve no purpose for black people. A man who gets on social media and constantly talk bad about his own women and won't protect him and won't protect his children serves no purpose to us. You're not doing anything for us. You're doing everything against us. But it's unfortunate that we have large contingents of people following people like that. Damn, I didn't mean to commandeer Ladies' Night again. You know, I just saw you up here. I just wanted to chime in on a few things.
Okay. All right.
You want me to hang around or you want me to get off?
You can hang around a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, but your talk of submission made me think about this new take on submission that seemed to be going around. Yeah, they are supposedly not going to stop talking about it by talking about it. And I know we can thoroughly discuss it with the submission and stuff like that. So, Auntie, what you think about them going to stop talking about submission by talking about submission?
Well, I don't think they're going to stop anytime soon. This is one of their talking points at this point.
Oh, well, it looks like they're trying to develop new talking points.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. From the looks of it, they are chastising their crew, said, okay, look, stop asking Black women for submission because it's not in her. We can't be submissive. They said we can't be submissive to anything.
So it's not in her because she doesn't want to submit to a coward? She doesn't want to submit to a man that is non-productive? Understand something, people. These men are non-productive, they are cowardly, and they are effeminate. And because the Black woman doesn't want to submit to that, she has no submission in her. So by saying that, they cover up the fact that they are inadequate, that they are below the line, that they are non-productive, that they aren't anything worth speaking of. By blaming it on the Black woman, see, they hide their faults. They hide the fact that they're worthless and that they're not up to snuff and that they're not fit to be a man for a Black woman. These men aren't fit for the hand of a Black woman. Of course, there's no submission in her for men like that. Why should there be?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. So since the word submission and submit keeps coming up in biblical reference, they always give you one side of that.
Exactly.
Wives should submit to their husbands but what they forget is God first talked to the man. He said, "Husband, love your wives like you love yourself. Take care of your wives like you would take care of yourself." And a lot of the problem is a lot of these guys don't love themselves. They hate themselves. So how are they gonna love their wives? And if they can't give their wives love, she sure is not gonna submit.
Well, you know, I've talked about that. You know, I've given the answer to that, right? Mm-hmm. They love men. Mm-hmm. You see, real men don't compete with other men. I'm sorry, real men don't compete with men for the love of. I'm sorry. Men don't compete with women for the love of men. That's not what real men do. These guys are competing with women for the love and attraction of men. They want to be with men. I mean, just look at these groups. 800-900 deep in the chat. All these men want to be around each other. You don't think there's something strange about that? That's weird. Why do these men want to group together like that?
Yeah.
And then they bring women on to chastise the women, and it's 5, 6, 7, 8 guys ganging up on one woman. I don't understand how they don't believe that that's embarrassing to the rest of the world. You are embarrassing us as black men. That is an absolute disgrace. 8, 9 weak ass niggas jumping on one woman on a panel.
Mm-hmm.
That is an absolute disgrace to manhood. And somebody had the nerve to come in here talking about some misrepresentation? Where is that person? Is he still in the chat? Wiggly? Wiggly, Wiggly, if you in the clouds and you're listening, please, y'all, don't time out Wiggly, don't block Wiggly. I'm giving you an invitation right now to come up on this panel and deal with me. I'm real man. Because I'm very curious where you get this idea of misrepresentation from. Like you're blind, like you don't see that the black man is misrepresenting himself. So come on up, be a man, deal with me. I'm up here. That's a problem with you cowards. You want to fight and attack women. Deal with me, man to man. I'm up here. You have an open invitation. Come on up. I'm very curious to find out what you have going on in that head of yours. And you know what? And the problem with these guys is that they listen to this BS rhetoric of blaming black women, and they just think that black women are at the fault for everything under the sun, including black women that they don't know or black women they've never come in contact with. How the hell do you blame an entire race of women? Where they do that at? You guys, most of you guys don't know 5 or 6 women. You don't.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna sit up here talking about something. All black women are like this. Most. How the hell do you get most out of 5 or 6? Even if you know 100 black women, where the hell are you getting most from?
And the bad part is one of them is probably their mother, one of them is probably a sister. Maybe you might add grandma in there, auntie.
I have no respect for a man that has no respect for his mother. No respect. You don't love and respect your mother. See, you got to understand something. There are different sets of rules for men and women. Certain things women can get that men cannot get. See, I can sit up here and say I have no respect for a man who has no love or respect for his mother, but won't turn around and say the same thing about a woman who has no respect for her father. You know why? Because there's a different set of rules. It's a different set of rules. That's what's wrong with you guys now. You don't understand that there's clearly 2 separate sets of rules. Women do not operate like men, and men do not operate like women. But I'm really curious to hear about this misrepresentation. And how does the E Nation ladies misrepresent black men? I've never heard a woman up here on this panel or in this chat misrepresent any black man. Even the ones that come in here and hate black men. Sometimes we get some hardcore feminists in here because this is a haven for black women. And so they come in here and they get their anger off and then they leave. We don't trip about it. We recognize it for what it is and we keep it moving. But they don't even misrepresent black men. So what woman in here is misrepresenting black men? Dane?
Hey,
Where do you suppose he got that from?
he
But
got
certainly
that
he
from
didn't get
them.
it from here.
He got that from them because he still mad at women telling them to be men. Go out there, work on your community, work on your family, work on yourselves. Lead. You're the leaders. We're not stopping you. Just go and do it. Stop whining about us holding you back. Just do it.
And my thing is also, right, it's sad that other races of men are building infrastructure, getting themselves in position to preserve their race. Hell, other races of men are trying to marry black women because they're trying to preserve their race. They're not even going to their own woman. You got Chinese men out here marrying black women like it's going out of style. White men are snatching up black. People are trying to, these weaker or non-melanated races are trying to ensure the survival of their race to the generations of their children through the black woman. White people don't want their future children, right, being attacked by the sun. So they're pushing interracial dating and marriage like it's going out of style. They're trying to get their future generation with melanin so they can be protected. Other races are doing the same thing. They're marrying up these African women, black women, left and right. You're the only dumb Negro that don't value your own woman. Other races of men value your woman more than you do. To the point where they're trying to save their race through her. Do you understand that people are trying to preserve their race through the black woman? They know her value. And they think you a fool for sitting up here saying that she has no value. You kidding me? She's the most valuable woman on this earth. Men are trying to preserve their race through her, trying to give their future generations of children some strength to be able to deal with the elements of this world. They don't want their kids getting blisters all over their body because they're being cooked by the sun like a rump roast. They need that protection to live. And where you get it from the black woman. That's where it comes from. Melanin doesn't come from the man. It comes from the black woman. That's where it originated. That's its origin. The black woman is the distributor of melanin. You niggas don't get it. She is the ultimate package. She is the beginning of life. Other races of men understand that. And now you're starting to have other races of men stepping up and defending black women. Don't let that start happening. Don't let these races of men show you up and start jumping in front of people and beating you down to protect your own woman. That start happening, man. Y'all finished. I'm telling you, if that start happening, y'all finished. Absolutely finished. Don't let that start happening. Y'all better do something. Because I'm starting to see it. I'm starting to see other races of men stepping up to protect black women. Y'all better hope that that's just a fad and it's gonna fade. So I'm telling you right now, if that start happening, y'all finished.
In fact, a lot of the black women that's with white men now is because, hey, he's the only one that told me I was beautiful. He protected me, you know. He showed interest in me, you know.
And Damon, what is that consistent with? That's consistent with love, isn't it?
All right.
What I always keep saying, that a woman needs what?
Yeah.
Don't I always say a woman needs love?
Yep. That a woman needs love. And if it start becoming a regular thing where you're seeing it all over, yeah, like
I'm trying to tell you, Nick. Let me tell you, Negro, something. Okay? On all my travels throughout this world, one of the things that I came to understand something about love. Love has no skin color. Love has no race. I want you to keep that in mind. Women need love. If they don't get it from you, they will get it from somewhere else because love isn't a race. Love isn't a skin color. Love does not discriminate. People do, but love doesn't. Love is colorblind. If you don't love her, someone else will. And I'm telling you right now, if you loving her the right way, she ain't gonna give a damn about what race he is or what color he is. And that's not just for the black woman. That's for all women. All women need love. And once you love them, if you're a black man, great. But if you're not, I don't know what to tell you. You better recognize and understand that you're walking on very thin ice. Love is a force that you cannot defeat. I don't care how proud you are. I don't care how pro-black you are. I don't care how rough and tumble you think you are. You'll never defeat a force like love. Love will overwhelm your pro-blackness. It will overwhelm everything. Love is unstoppable. It's a juggernaut. And when you don't give it to the woman and she don't feel it, she will get it elsewhere. She don't give a damn at that point what color he is. Now, some of them will maintain being black and probably will wait for that black man or probably even settle for less. Some women are so hardcore black that they'll even settle for a weak, broke, beat down, nothing nigga just because he's black and try to find a way to help him love her. But some black women ain't trying to do all that. They ain't trying to waste their time. They're going to find love where they can find it. And that's what you Negroes don't understand. I keep saying it to you over and over again. Women need love. And one of the reasons why the black woman is so angry to have all this shit going on right now is because she don't feel love. And you go out your goddamn way every single day to make her feel that way. And so Let's be clear. When you do this, do not be surprised at her reaction or her behavior. We had Trinity up here the other night, and people were shocked. Why? This is something that you created. Like I said before, if you cannot face it, I suggest you don't create it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the bottom line, Dan, a woman needs love.
Yeah.
If you don't give it to them, they're going to find it somewhere else, man. And you can't blame them for that because you don't understand how love works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you sissy bands, maniquery, red pillars, whatever, all in that sector.
Yeah, all these costume clown, grown ass men walking around in costumes. Well, you should be out here kicking ass and taking names, protecting your women, building infrastructure, businesses, schools for your women and children. You're out here walking around in costumes with some fictitious ideology. Costumes. Grown ass men wearing metal skirts, leotards, stockings, for crying out loud. Anyway, and we supposed to turn a blind eye because you say you're a Hebrew Israelite? I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired of these Hebrew Israelites, the apostolics, these. I'm trying to think of all the different religious groups that keep screaming at the woman about submit. You're supposed to submit.
Okay, so let's just humor that for a second, right? Okay, let's just say the black woman submitted. Now what? Submit to what? Being a concubine? What? Submit to what? A life of slavery? Most of you dudes don't produce anything. You don't have jobs. Some of you outside with your card selling incense. I saw a dude the other day selling used newspapers. How the hell are you selling used newspapers? Talking about you giving me a discount because the paper came out yesterday. But hey, you're trying to make money. So, what does she submit to? I want to have this conversation with people. Right? All right, so what is the black woman submitting to? What do you have for her to submit to? Where is your infrastructure? What businesses do you own? What housing have you built? What care program do you have in place to take care of your women and children? Where's your medical system? Do you even have something as ancient as ancient as an apothecary? What do you have to offer these women for their submission? Well, she's just gonna be a part of our group, and I don't want her to wear any panties or drawers, so I can have access to her. And I'm gonna grow a beard, and she gonna comb my beard and just be my lady whenever I want. That's what these guys want you to be. They just want you to be a sex slave. That's all. They have nothing to offer you. Most of these guys don't work. Those Hebrew Israelites are under 50C13. They're getting money from the very people that they are calling devils. Many of them are nonprofit organizations. If you notice, some of the Hebrew Israelites got white dudes in it.
Uh-huh.
Okay? So, right? And I can bring receipts if y'all need me to. I can show you some Hebrew Israelite organizations. They got white dudes in it. And the Hebrew Israelites are the very ones talking about, oh, well, the white people are going to be damned in the afterlife. They're going to be licking your boots in the afterlife, like there's shoe stores in the afterlife. Where are you getting these boots from? Are there shoemakers in the afterlife? We got to pay less out there? Hey, come to the abyss. We just opened up a new pay list. A new pay list. Well, where is it? Oh, somewhere between the abyss and nothingness and eternity. Come down Eternity Highway and hang a right, and hell has no fear like a woman scorned. And you'll run right into it.
Oh, wait a minute. If they're doing the traditional way back then dress, shouldn't they be wearing sandals? There was no boots back then.
Where are they getting them from in the afterlife? I mean, think about this, people. They're out there talking about somebody is going to be licking your boots in the afterlife. Boots. Boots. But nobody pays attention. They should have been, oh, wow, man. He really telling the truth. He really dropping that knowledge. Boots in the afterlife is knowledge? Boots.
Yeah. We buried them in
And where are you getting? And so I guess in the afterlife, when you check into the afterlife, you must go to a shoe store first. And so where's the rest of the clothes? I'm assuming you wear clothes in the afterlife. You got boots. I mean, the white people are going to be licking your boots in the afterlife. Okay. Interesting. Must be some hard ground in the afterlife if you need boots.
Mud.
Yeah.
Oh,
Boots, people. And let me tell you something. If you're a Hebrew Israelite, I'm sorry. You're not very bright. If you're falling for the nonsense they're talking about, God help you. Or Creator help you, or whoever's out there help you. They some of the wackest people out here on the street. The stuff they're talking about is absolute nonsense, and it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be cleaning my floors and licking my boots in the afterlife. What, you're going to have a mansion in the afterlife? What, you bought a house already? Got a house out there?
Mm-hmm.
And so they want the women to be slaves. And you know what it is, people? It's the powerlessness. The black man today is tired of having no power. And since he's too cowardly to take power, like other men have done, look at the Mexicans, right? The Mexicans got into a war with the white man, but the Mexican was able to keep a certain amount of his power because he fought back. The Indians got massacred, right? But the Indians right now, the ones who will survive, they're paid. They got them reservations with casinos on and whatnot. They get money hand over fist. So they got their reparations for being nearly wiped out. Other races of men have gone to war. Now, when you get down to the black man, what has he done? Other than submit to his defeat and running around here in metal skirts and leotards and women's apparel, arguing and fighting with women, trying to outdo women, trying to be more of a woman than a woman. And we don't have prominent men. Now we do have some, the John Henry Clarks, the Dr. Claude Andersons. Shout out to them and the Mega Evans and all of them. But today we don't really have any prominent men. We got dating coaches. We got guys who sit up online and proud of being a dating coach. For some reason, they think that that's some kind of significant some kind of significant thing that's going to help black people. Like, man, what do you do for a living? Man, I'm a dating coach. Really? That's it? Yeah, man, I teach men how to talk to women. You teach men how to talk to women. They don't have any mouths? They don't use their mouths or something? What do you mean? How is it that you have a mouth and somebody got to teach you how to talk to somebody? But this is what they pride themselves off. And they really, and I would be embarrassed if that's all I was. I wouldn't even tell anybody. And so you got brothers running around here pride themselves off of being dating coaches and calling themselves alpha males, calling women hoes and all of that. That's what they do. Their profession is to call black women hoes, bitches, strags. That's what they do for a living. And they teach other brothers not to love these hoes. That's what they do. That's their significant contribution to black society. And we supposed, as black people, we supposed to be proud of that. Like, hey man, what you blacks are doing? Hey man, we got some mean dating coaches. I know you had Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X, but man, where do you get a load of these dating coaches? We got a dating coach right now that make Malcolm X look like a Boy Scout. You have no idea. Our dating coaches don't play. We want to change. We're going to change the game. We're going to get our reparations. Our dating coaches are going to lead us. Seriously. Seriously. You tell the people, hey, man, what's up with you blacks, man? What you blacks doing? You guys get anything going? Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, we in the game, man. We got dating coaches. But what about Marcus Garvey, man? Forget them. We got this new dating coach. Make Marcus Garvey look like a bum. Yeah. Dating coaches. My bad, Dan. Go ahead.
Okay, well, Arab Black TV took us up on our invitation. He's up here.
Hey, how y'all doing? How you doing, Dane?
All right.
What's going on, bro?
All right. Just getting in, just checking out the conversation.
Well, we had some fool coming here talking about black women are misrepresenting black men. You believe that?
Black women are misrepresenting black men.
Yes.
Nah, I don't necessarily believe that. No. How? What are the examples?
I don't know. I was hoping he came up on the panel.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't agree with that.
We was talking about, we had a topic earlier that Dame done got into about are black women unnecessarily putting the lives of their men, husbands, boyfriends, brothers, uncles, whatever, in danger.
Do I feel that they're putting their family members in danger?
Well, that's the topic we because We're responding to something that the Manosphere and the SYSBMs are pushing. They're saying that black women are putting black men's lives in danger.
That's very interesting. I would have to see some more stats or something that proves that.
Well, that's according to them. They have all the statistics.
I don't think they have stats. I think they took certain individual situation, use that as proof instead of any stats.
And they,
is there a stat out there about black women endangering black men?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they take in situations like the black pregnant woman at Walmart. She's being confronted by a white man, and a black man stepped up to save her, and get that white man off of her. Back him off of her. They saying she should have stayed in the car, and then she wouldn't have been in.
No. What they said then was she should have stayed her fat ass in the car. Don't forget that.
Yeah, but we all know she was pregnant. You can see she was pregnant.
Well, we know that, but they don't have no respect for woman with child. They called her fat ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, and they taking another situation. With that one, the black man wasn't in danger, but that's one of them. The other one, there was a similar situation at another store where woman was was parking in a handicap spot, and her man was in the store, and she was staying with the rest of the kids in the car. So another man right next to her got mad at her because she's in a handicap spot with no handicap tag, and he went in on her. He got so loud that people in the parking lot can hear him, and in the stores. And so when her man came out to, he shoved the white man away from his woman and his children, and the man pulled out a gun and shot him, killed him. So that's the main one that they use.
Yeah, they blame the woman for putting his life in danger.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. No,
we don't have to give any more examples. We gave plenty of examples of what's going on. Yeah. And the black man, if you are taking a woman's hand in marriage, like I said before, you don't just become a husband, you become her protector as well. If you're not prepared to protect your woman, then don't get married. I said before, marriage isn't for weak men. Weak men, cowardly men, don't get married. Marriage isn't for you. You have to be strong and brave to be a married man. Women and children need to be protected. If you cannot do that, don't get married. In that case, don't have children either.
In fact, I take it one step further. Don't get involved with no woman. If you're not planning on being her protector, because as her man, whether you married to her, just sleeping with her, she gonna see you. If she's in danger, that she gonna look to you to protect her. And if you're not, don't get involved with the woman. Don't sleep with the woman.
Now, and like I said before, if your woman is out and a man gropes her or violates her, and she comes back and tell you, that is what she's supposed to do. You are her protector. She's supposed to come back and tell you if that is your wife. Supposed to come back and tell you. She's not doing anything out of the ordinary. She's not doing anything that she shouldn't be doing. Mm-hmm. So, Black Era TV, what's on your mind?
Well, I mean, I'm all for protecting a woman. I don't think protection when a man is in love or has love for women or a special woman in his life, she's gonna get that protection. Men naturally know to protect their mother and all the women and all the girls and all the females in their life. that means something to them. So I don't think protection is never a issue with when you say a man.
Oh no, it's a big issue. It's all over social media. You don't hear these guys?
Yeah, but people are talking. I don't just believe everything somebody say. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people talk. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
the
but
reality of
yeah,
situations
but
is something different. You know,
right, but yeah, but they're
Me
saying it
personally.
right, but they're saying it all the time. They're saying that
Yeah,
black women don't need protection. They're saying that black women have no value. Saying it all the time. They have large groups of men online who have these long, drawn out uh, podcasts.
yeah, because it's an attention getter. Men know damn well that they're the strongest species, that women are unprotected, and that women do need protection. So they're leveraging that power that they have, that they're the man, they're masculine, they do the protecting, and they're leveraging that.
But the problem with that is you created now a dangerous environment for your women and the children. They're being murdered by men who follow what you're saying.
But okay, so women or people are just now becoming murdered because black men came on YouTube and said we're not protecting black women.
Like this, yes. Because now what's going on now, these young brothers, they're spewing the same nonsense that these Negroes are talking about online. About black women have no value, black women don't deserve protection. They're saying the same thing. You're talking about at 24. When these guys go online, 900 in their chat, a lot of the people in that chat are 20-year-old males. And they are being influenced. So, in your midst to leverage, right, you've created an impossible environment for your women and children. A dangerous environment to where the young group of black men, right, don't protect or hate the women. Even Tupac saw this coming a long time ago when he said you're going to have a race of babies that hate the ladies. That has come to fruition. And you have older men programming these young boys to hate women, to
I think you
disrespect women.
feeding. I think you feeding into that a lot, and you taking on you believing in all of that.
Yeah, because I see it happening. If I didn't see it happening, that'd be one thing. I'd be like, okay, these guys are just running their mouth. But I'm seeing and I'm hearing. I even mentor young teenage boys when I go home every now and then. And I hear what they're talking about. I hear who they listen to. They are being affected by this. They are being influenced by this. And I have a problem with guys who are letting their young brothers or sons read Mac books, books about macking. That's going to turn them into a homosexual.
A lot of that stuff is I don't agree with that, but a lot of that stuff is just to get up on game and understanding of life.
Well, you see, there we go again, right? Only the black man walks around here and uses the term game. Other races of men don't use that term because that's a term for boys.
Does every woman treat every man exactly the same? Does every woman have a preset, a hardcore set of how she treats
that? That don't have anything to do with anything.
Well, I think a man would want to protect himself from a woman just using him, like a woman would want to protect herself from a man just using her.
Everybody wants to protect themselves from people that's using them. That's neither here nor there.
Well, that's what game is about.
No, game is immaturity. Because only black men think that a game is being played. No other race of men think like that.
If women were just playing one game and have one set game that they were playing, which is marriage and family, then it wouldn't be anything to have to discover.
Right. And again, that's immaturity. That's the way black men approach life. They've approached life, very immaturely. There's no games being played out here. Only black men are running around here talking about game. Nobody's playing any games out here. This is for real, man. Your influence is for real. There are young boys being influenced by what we say. They don't think it's a game.
About what they say or what you say?
All of us. as their elders. They are listening, you know why? Because many of them don't have any fathers. So they're looking for fathers elsewhere.
Is
And when
there a
these
root
guys
cause
fire
of
up,
that, or is that just happens
yeah,
overnight, or is there a root cause for that?
no,
Or
the root cause is absentee fatherhood. That's the root cause. That's at the core of everything. No fathers in the home.
if as long as I know about men, they're not gonna fight a woman to to be a man in her life.
You shouldn't be fighting a woman. How are you fighting a woman to be a man?
Arguing and having to have long drawn out discussions, or almost having to be adults but still not know how to be adults.
Well then there you go. You see, you just said it yourself. Not knowing how to be an adult. Men don't argue with women. I don't argue with my wife. I handle my business. I do what I got to do, and that's it. I'm not gonna sit up here and argue all night.
Well,
I'm
when
too
you have a
grown for that.
woman, right? That's lovely, and that sounds like a great relationship, which all men need, all people need. So, I mean, who wants to argue about anything other than that? Than just with, okay, what is necessary, what needs to be done, what's at hand, and let's get on it and let's handle it.
Well, to me, it's a simple fix, right? If you have a pretentious woman or a woman that is rebellious and don't want to follow your lead, then you leave her alone and go find someone else.
Right.
I don't understand what the
And
issue is.
no, it's no issue, but I think that same scenario that you just said, leave her alone and find somebody else, causes child
Yes.
support, causes men not to be in the home, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, then that's your fault because you shouldn't have had a baby. First of all, you need to know the woman that you're with. You need to understand. We was talking about this early on Gangster Talk, right? When we brought up the scenario about the woman who didn't get her breakfast paid for by a man who was paying for people's breakfast. He didn't pay hers, and she called her husband or boyfriend, and he came up there and killed the guy. And now he's in jail, and she's with someone else. He don't have his freedom because he don't understand the type of woman he was with.
He needed to understand the woman he was with so that he don't kill somebody.
Exactly. If my woman calls me up, right, talking about, check this out. If my woman is at a breakfast, bed and breakfast or restaurant or something like that, right, and call me up talking about, hey, honey, this man is out here paying for people's breakfast, but he didn't pay for mine. I feel some kind of way. Come down here and get her. You think I'm going to come down there and do something?
If you're a smart man, you wouldn't.
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, our relationship will end on that phone.
I just think that man just listened to, he just followed, whatever the woman said. He wasn't even his own man.
There you go.
So I think that's a deeper issue than just the woman that he was with.
And that's why real men aren't led by women.
Well, doesn't this go back to game and having some type of knowledge or game or understanding women and the science of how women and emotions and these things and how they may act?
I don't know about the science. I don't know about science versus nature.
Right, nature, science, just an understanding about, okay, this is a female, this is how a female may act and do as opposed to a male.
Well, most men don't take the time out to learn the nature of women. That's why they have so many problems with them and don't have none.
Well, this is part of, the macking or pimping industry. That's all game related.
Macking is about womanizing and hating women and putting women in a bad position to where men can brutalize women, disrespect women. That's what macking is all about. Macking isn't about anything that's healthy for women. But I'm going to tell you something about macking in these pimp books, right? It's a good way to turn your boy into a homosexual.
Well, I mean, I think there's a difference between learning something and then going to apply a certain nature or a certain stronghold or certain type of actions. There's a difference.
What can you learn? What can you learn by womanizing? Let's talk about that.
A womanizer is a womanizer. So right. that doesn't mean he's a pimp or a mac or he has game on women. He's just a womanizer.
Tell me, Tell me
So
what
he's lying
what
he's
purpose?
lying to women.
Hold on one second, Dan. What purpose
Okay.
does pimp serve?
Well, the act of just of pimping and just having the control, you know what I mean, being able to have a certain a way of dealing with a woman and knowing how to gain control over situations based on
And
women's natures and things like that is more game related.
right.
Actual pimp putting a woman out on the whole stroll and all that is some extra
hmm
stuff.
hmm hmm And
You
that's
might
why
know
you're in the
about that.
situation you're in right now. And that's why you're in the situation right now because of that way of thinking. That's not how you deal with women.
Who's you?
Huh?
You said that's why you in the situation you in right now.
No, 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 no. That's why you 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 with
Um, Max, you're gonna have to repeat that. You
this
worked out.
before. You guys that am I still how about
Yeah,
now?
yeah. Okay, you good now.
I'm good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying, right? I said, that's the reason why you brothers are in the situation you are today with black women because that's not the way you treat women. That's not the way you treat a woman. Period. That's why we got guys calling themselves dating coaches and don't contribute nothing to black people.
That's just a form of just helping guys out with just game. A lot of guys,
How are you?
they don't have a lot of experience with
If you
dealing
want to
with
help a
women
guy
and,
out,
and things like
if
that.
you want to
So
help out a young man, if you want to help out a young man and teach him how to really deal with a woman or whatever, then you go out and you teach him how to deal with himself first. Teach him how to get his mind right and what are the things that he needs to do, the resources that he needs to gather. There's a format that he needs to follow. Teach him
and
how to
you
get
know this
himself together.
format,
Absolutely.
is you have a
Absolutely.
channel that lends to that where guys can come over and kind of learn from you
Yeah.
or pick up things
Yeah,
from you. Okay.
it's the same channel you're on right now, and I call that show Gent Culture.
hmm
Where we teach brothers the art of being a gentleman and being what a man is all about. You see, I was taught by old school brothers, old school hard men who knew what it was to be men, who had resources, who had homesteads, who did not have a problem with women submitting. You see, as a man, when a woman sees that you got your own home, she sees that you got your own thing, there's ownership there, she'll give herself to you. Ownership is the key. When you don't own nothing, you don't have nothing, a woman can't trust that. Can't trust that. Because women nest in the environment. And if you can't,
So
and if you find a environment for the can't really keep a roof over their head, you don't have any adequate resources, you can't protect. So you have to be able to do natural things that a man is supposed to do first in order for a woman to consider giving herself to you. You can't be on social media running your mouth, calling yourself a dating coach, and think that a woman is going to submit to you. You can't be without a job or don't know how to produce any resources and think a woman is going to submit to you. You can't be running game, basically running your mouth with nothing behind it and think that a woman is going to submit to you. Women aren't stupid. They can see that you are a zero and they will not submit to a zero. Women are looking for tens. A 10 is a man that owns everything. Everything that he has belongs to him, his house, his car, his resources. That is a 10. Those men have no problem with submission.
so they don't have no real dog in the race or in the fight or in the argument.
because they're tens. They were taught properly. I have my own everything, my own business, home, car, money. I have no issue with submission. My wife gives herself to me willingly. I don't have to say anything.
I don't know if a 20-year-old man is gonna have all of that together though.
A 20-year-old man should have a 20-year-old man should be on his way to this is what I'm trying to explain to you, right? The game is supposed the game that you're talking about, the teachings that you guys don't turn to the game, is supposed to go like this. The teachings start in the teenage years of what a boy is supposed to be doing and what he should be doing at a certain age. Your father teaches you these things. Son, this is what I need you to do. In order for you to have a wife, you need these things. This is how you get these things. That's where the teachings start. By the time the boy is 20, he should have already accomplished a lot of things. I know men who are 21, 22, and have their own homes.
Well, that's great. I mean, me personally, I'm not here to lecture any man about what he's doing in his personal life
It's not
and
about
how
a
he should,
lecture.
the trajectory he should be on, and all those things. I would think he has his own development and knowing that, and has come to some understandings and path that he's following himself.
It's not about a lecture. It's about proper teachings. We were taught this. A lot of these boys aren't taught anything. What they're being taught now is hatred. They're not even producing any resources. You got to be productive in this world. That's why we don't have anything, because we're not productive. It's about production out here. Woman isn't going to be with a man that can't produce.
But they are being with men that can't produce.
Because the environment that they grew up in, or the environment that they're nesting in, right, has left them with a choice of the best from the worst.
All over the United States?
Not all over the United States. Not all communities are fucked up like certain ones. Some are worse than others.
Yeah, I know that, but we know there's a ghetto or there's an urban inner city in every United States, in the whole United States.
Well, it depends on how you look at ghetto. I don't believe a ghetto is a place. I believe it's a state of mind.
Yeah, I understand it very well. I come from it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just saying you got the same situation all over the place. I mean, it's kind of like black people are in a predicament.
No, I mean, there's some situations I've seen, some communities that had their act together. There's a community in Newark called Montclair. The brothers over there in that community, they handling up.
They're married.
And that's it. Yup. And that's a nice community too, with beautiful homes. When you go through there, you would swear rich white people live there. Ain't nothing but black people live there.
That's great. Everybody needs to be moving into areas like that.
No, what we need to be doing is creating more areas like that. And that falls on the black man. Brothers created that community in Montclair, not black women. They created that salubrious environment. And so we can't sit up here and run our mouths on social media and we're not creating or doing anything to help our people out. You won't even do anything for the black woman.
They're not advertising anything on YouTube or anything like, hey, brothers, come do like how we're doing also.
Well, they're not talking about it on the street either, except for those who are doing something on the street. But you know what? We'll know, right? By the works that they show, right? Do we see these communities coming up everywhere? Some areas, yeah, but we need more. I said this before, it's not going to change until the black man changes it. It's not up to the woman to change this. She didn't create this. The black man created this.
Now, okay, we're not talking about the Montclair situation. We're talking about hoods and urban situations. Now you're saying the black man has to change that.
Yeah, he has to change what he's allowed to happen in his environments. I don't believe in ghettos. To me, it's a state of mind. You can take people who care about their environment and put them in a so-called rundown ghetto, and take the people who don't give a damn about their environment and put them in a good area and come back in 5 years, and both places will have changed. The good place will be a dump, and a bad place would be a haven. It's a state of mind.
It's
The
also
black
where
man,
a lot of mentally ill people congregate and get together and do other, more mentally ill things or
well, that comes from
non-productive things. So.
that comes from the corruption. Corruption does not promote healthy thinking. It promotes chaotic thinking and sick thinking and perverted thinking. That's where the mental health comes in. You got brothers right now who live in the hood who are enamored with sex robots. That comes out of the corruption that is permeating throughout their neighborhood.
I think that might come from lack of women.
Again, like I said, right? You put the women in a position where they have to choose the best from the worst. So when that happens, majority of the women will not accept that, and they're going to move out.
Out the hood, no. All them
Yes.
apartments, all those apartments and things are owned and operated by women, and they're not giving up those cheap apartments.
No, they're not. Who told you that?
So that's from what I've seen and known all my life from being in the projects and traveling out of state and going to other
Wait a
hoods and
minute.
projects.
Are you saying that black women own the projects and the
Own,
apartment and houses?
operate, run, and control that. Yes.
Well, first of all, the projects aren't owned by any private entity. It's owned by the cities that you live in.
Right, but you know what I'm saying. That the apartment is the name on the
Most
apartment
apartment
goes to a
buildings,
woman.
most apartment buildings in the hood are owned by foreigners and white people.
I'm just talking about the blacks. I
I'm
don't know.
talking
Hoods I
about
come
that
from
too.
are
You
chocolate
talking?
cities. They not full of
I
foreigners.
don't. So what
He's
hood are you
talking
talking
about
about?
living in the apartments. He's not talking about actually owning. He means they the main renters in the projects. They he ain't saying they own like they own the deed to the property.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So what is that supposed to mean, though? Of course, they're the main renters because they need some place to stay.
No, no,
So
no. What I'm saying is the government leased those properties, those rentals, those dwellings are given to women for their kids, for their room and board.
well, that's your fault as black men. You know why? Because you haven't built any housing for your women and children. Other races of men build housing for their women and children.
I'm
This is
not
why
here
you
to.
don't see. This is why you don't see hardly a lot of foreign women on welfare because they men provide housing for them.
I'm not here to say whose fault it is. I'm just here to say
I am here
that.
to say I'm going to say
Okay,
who fault it is.
okay, that's straight. But
I'm
we were
going to say who
talking.
fault it is. It's our fault because we have not built any homes. You see, when you start producing something, then we can start pointing fingers. When you start building
I'm not.
housing,
I'm not pointing fingers. I'm just saying that they're not giving up that situation. The hood is going to be a matriarchy. It's going to be ran by the women.
why should they? There are no fathers in the home to do what they're supposed to do. So why should they give it up? It's
And
a
they're
way to
not.
provide. It's a way to
And
provide for their children and keep a roof over their children's head. Women are going to protect their children.
yeah, I'm not disputing any of that. I'm just saying that they're not going to give them places up. That's going to be always ran by women.
Okay,
Okay.
so well, it'll be ran by women until the men step up and do what they're supposed to. Other than that, yes.
So another man from that has his house and everything is supposed to come get that woman and say, "Come live with me," and give that apartment up.
If he loves her, if he falls in love with her, yes.
Oh, okay. About men falling in love.
If they
Okay.
if they if
And
they
now
haven't,
a
yeah,
woman having to
yeah, love is a
comply
real.
to a man being in love and his call, right?
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. You see, love is a real thing to women, right? I keep
Mm-hmm.
saying over and over again that women need love. If they don't get it from you, they're going to get it from someone else.
What
This
do
is why
men
you
need?
start to
Do
see the
men?
surge.
But we talking about men and being in love right now
No, I'm not talking about
because
men
you
being in
said
love. I'm talking about women.
if he loves her.
I said if he falls
Oh, I'm sorry.
in love with that particular woman that you're talking about, then yes.
Okay, so based on we got the
But the
internet
problem with a
now.
lot of men right now, Yeah, but here's the problem, though. The problem with a lot of men right now, black men right now, they don't have any love for women, right? Because they love other men.
You believe
They
that?
too busy telling their boys,
Heterosexual? You
"Yo,
believe
I
that for
love you,
heterosexual
man."
men?
Yeah,
You believe
yeah.
heterosexual
Not
men?
heterosexual men. Hetero,
Oh, okay.
no.
So
Not
what are you
heterosexual.
talking about?
Heterosexual men don't love. Heterosexual men don't love men. They love
Okay.
women. Love is
Okay.
for women. Men shouldn't
Uh,
be
uh,
men. Grown men shouldn't be walking around here talking about they love other men.
I don't think heterosexual men are doing that. Was my point.
I don't think they.
Because you said men.
You
Because you
see, that's
said
my
men
point
loving
too.
other men.
That's why, right? That's why I think a lot of these dudes are gay.
Well, yeah, a gay
If not
man would
all
do
of them,
that.
right?
A gay man would do that. A heterosexual man would not.
Exactly. Love is for women. You love women, not men.
So, do you really believe that heterosexual men are not loving women,
I
or
didn't
don't
say
have
that.
any love for women? Oh, okay.
I didn't
I
say
just
that.
wanted to make sure we was on the same page.
I didn't say that. But the problem is that the black woman is confused with what a heterosexual man is nowadays. She can't tell the difference because there are too
Yeah, she
many
can't tell the
homos.
difference on a lot of different things. Right? It's not the only thing.
Are you saying? Are you saying that she's dumb?
I'm saying that women
Okay.
think they're an illusion,
I don't
thinking
know.
that
I don't
they're
know how
making.
you. I don't know how you come from a place of being dominated and losing, and calling someone else dumb.
No, I'm not calling black women dumb. I'm saying women in general are in an illusion, thinking that they're calling shots and that
Well, I'm
everything
not
is
concerned
based
with.
around them, and they're
I'm not
moving like
concerned.
that, which is getting bad results and
Right.
product back.
I'm not concerned with women in general. I'm only concerned about black women.
Okay, well, right, we're talking about black women. So black women
I'm
in
only concerned.
general are thinking that they're making the choices and decisions, and I think it's getting a lot of bad production back, and based in how they're thinking and how they're moving and operating.
Because there's no.
There's
Because
a
there's
lack
no
of
production to
understanding.
speak.
There's a lack of knowledge, wisdom, and
No.
understanding for that.
If it's bad production, it's because they're getting no production to speak of from the black man.
Oh no, there's black men with houses that they could be getting with, and that I don't think they're lining up for.
Says who?
Well, you have a don't you? Aren't you? Isn't the Montclair situation an example of that? Aren't you an example of that?
Yeah, and there's a lot of married couples, a lot of married black couples in that situation.
Okay, so
Most of
then
the couples in Montclair are married with children. Black families, strong black families, led by strong black men.
right, so there are these type of men out there, and there are these
Of
type of
course there are.
aspiring men. Okay, so then
Of course
there
there
are
are.
these options for women, is what I'm saying, to get with
It
those guys.
depends. It depends on what environment she grows up in. Depends on what environment she grows up in.
I mean, I'm just saying we live in a world now where options are available, right? If
Yeah,
you
but I
don't
don't.
see, if you
Yeah, but
don't,
that
if you
still
don't see
doesn't.
one thing over here that fits, you can see another thing over here that
Right, but that
works.
still does not exonerate the black man for his failure at leadership. As a matter of fact, it makes it worse because there are options everywhere, and he's still failing at leadership. It makes it worse.
Is he failing at leadership, or is she failing to follow?
No, he's failing at leadership because because if he was leading, she would follow.
So he's got the house, he's got the career, he's looking for the woman, and there's no problem, there's no issue there, right?
I'm sure men who have the house and have the career have women. I don't know one that doesn't.
We talking about changing the situation that's bad in the hood, and that men should be taking the lead, and
Right.
and they do have leadership positions out here, but yet So then all those guys. So you're saying all those men are married, they're all taken, and all that's left is a certain other class or
Yeah,
kind.
good men, right? Good men, strong men. They don't stay single for long, bro. I keep trying to tell y'all, but black women aren't dumb. They know how to spot these guys. When they see these guys, they jump on them. These guys don't stay single for long. They're hunting for these guys, bro.
I'm not doubting that. And so what are the rest supposed to do
The
who
rest is
don't
supposed to
have
get
that
their act.
position?
The rest is supposed to get their act together and stop feeling sorry for themselves. Stop being sissy boys and man up and be men. Start putting your heads together and come up with a plan and follow it. To start turning your situation around and start rescuing your environment. That's what the others need to do. Rather than sit up on
And,
social media with your knees knocking together like little girls and crying and complaining. Men don't cry and complain. Men make it happen, brother.
I think men are taking to YouTube and making things happen. Just in particular,
Like what? Like what? Give me an
like
example.
starting their channels, putting their voices and out there, their opinions out there, their feelings, their life experience, their actual life experiences, and creating their environment. I think that's just in that move to YouTube alone
Cre-
is showing that.
creating an creating an environment on YouTube or one in real life.
Well, listen, what they're doing in personally in real life is what they're doing personally. I don't run or control that, but just taking
Well,
some
then we
control
can't.
over their
Okay, but
own
then
life and
all right,
showing
but
that is
all right,
is
but then
is
we
is a
can't.
step.
Right, but then we can't take what they're doing on YouTube seriously. Then
But you seem to be just exactly doing that.
for me,
Yes, you. You seem to feed
because
into what SYBSM and all these. You seem to feel like
because
they're
I see
programming. You seem to be feeding into
because
all of this a lot, but you
right
saying that
right
not to take it serious.
because they are influencing the younger generation. If they wasn't influencing the younger generation, I wouldn't give 2 cents. But I'm concerned that they're getting into the mind of these young brothers. I'm concerned with that. We don't want our younger generation following failures like that. That's not what we want them to follow. That's not what we want them to. We don't want them to grow up to be failures like that. A lot of these boys don't have fathers, so they're looking for fathers.
Online, not in their real life.
Yes, they're gonna look for fathers anywhere they can get them. In the street, online, a phone booth, taxi
and
cab,
they and they're gonna pick
Walmart.
and choose, who they want to be their daddy figure. Correct?
Right? If they feel that this man is saying something that they can relate to, like a father, they will attach themselves to him, and that's what I'm
Okay.
concerned with.
All right. So now I want to see the guy like you and talking from where you talking from, and the guys like you and what traction they get from the young men, and then as opposed to other guys.
Oh, I do it all the time, and it's coming. I got some brothers coming later on this year when we officially launch Gent Culture, and we're going to be giving out advice. We're going to be talking to these young brothers, influencing them the right way.
Yeah, because I know when you know, as a young man, right, the whole idea of getting, going from a boy to a man, and these in between, or these times and that, like, when I got to certain stages, I wasn't listening to another man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's just entertainment or whatever. I already had a dad, you know what I'm saying, or a father, and you know what I'm saying. You can listen to a lot of different people, but then going to advice for somebody is something different.
Hmm.
So
Well, a lot of these young boys are in bad situations, and they're desperate, and they're looking for a leader. They're looking for that father figure. They're looking for someone to tell them the right way to go. And they come across these guys talking all of this nonsense, and they get attached to it. They think that this is the way men are supposed to be. Men are supposed to hate women. Men are supposed to devalue women. Men are supposed to slap women around, call them hoes and bitches. Because these guys have made that behavior popular.
No, I just think, nah. I mean, guys, I don't think that the multitude of men believe in hitting women and
No,
doing
we're
all
not
this
talking about a multitude. Of
type of
course,
thing.
most men.
Think that think,
No,
yeah, I don't believe that.
no,
I think
no,
so.
of
So
course not.
my thing is, I think whatever that rhetoric they're listening to or gravitating to, there's
It's
some form of
dangerous,
there's some form of relatability there.
but it's dangerous, is what I'm trying to explain to you. You see, we don't need a large multitude of men to hate women, right? It can be a small contingent of men with a focused message, and they can do a massive amount of damage because there's a lot of boys out here without fathers. The number is huge. How many black boys out here running around with no fathers? They can do a massive amount of damage with a small focused message. Look at what's happening to our boys now, right? They're turning into, animals in the street. They're attacking women, right? Savagely, trying to bite their eyes out, biting them about the face, exhibiting animalistic behavior. This is the fault of failed fatherhood.
That's the result of a few mentally ill people.
No, it's the result of failed fatherhood. There are no fathers in the home to teach these boys properly. So therefore, when they're left to develop themselves in the street does not have a structured way it develops young people. So something is not going to get developed if they're being raised in the street. And it's usually the mind. But if a father has that young boy at a young age, right, then the mind becomes healthy because the father has healthy teachings for the boy and his mind. And so the mind does not deteriorate like it does in the street. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
Okay.
just listening,
I
and
mean,
I'm like, I understand that you want to be a mentor and
I
give
am a
a better
mentor.
example. Yeah, giving a better example for young black men to follow. So that's admirable. So I'm not, I don't have any problem with that.
Hmm. It's the father's job to make sure he raises his boys properly and that his boys have integrity and honor and that their minds are clear, not confused with garbage, not that can decay the mind.
So, okay, so out of the black male YouTubers that you see that you feel get that traction and that steam and they are influencers like that, you see
Yes,
more negative male influences than positive, or you see these guys, you see that's what you see?
absolutely more negative. Absolutely.
Okay.
And we're trying to change that. We're trying to get more positive brothers on here with this channel. We got big plans for this channel. We're trying to get more brothers on here with the right thinking and the right mindset to try to get after these young brothers and help turn them around. Right now, there's too heavy of a negative influence on young black males. And it's starting to spew over into real life to where they are now attacking women, have no respect for their mothers, their sisters. They're even killing their own children because they're filled with hatred. And hatred drives people insane.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it comes down to the experiences that they have with women. From a teenagers on up till they start, dating
Well,
and dealing with women on up. I
I
think
think
those
it
are the
comes down
experiences that build up.
I think it comes down to the experiences that they don't have with fathers.
Oh, that too.
That's what I think it comes down to.
You
I am
know.
what I am today, and I'm successful today, and I'm strong today because of my father. My mother was just there to put some, some touches here and there, but my father was the one that built my core. My
That's
father's the one.
admirable.
My
I just
father
don't
is
see
the
women.
reason why I'm a
Mhm.
responsible man and a productive man. I didn't get that from my mother. That came from my father.
Do you think women are gravitating to men like you?
Well, my wife did. I don't know. Ask Dame. Ask the women in here. That's a question for the woman. Dame, take that over.
Um, they dare if they can find it, if they can recognize it. Yeah, I've seen women gravitate to guys like Max, but if their environment is heavily saturated, you know, um, I've seen them where they like Max to a point. Uh-huh. Yeah. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, but you know, the ones that are they get snapped up. Even ones you don't think about it until like because I didn't see them every day. I forgot how many men were out working until they had the quarantine, and we I saw all the men. Where I normally don't see them till like about 5 in the evening. I saw them during the day. You know, I was like, okay, it must be his day off. You know, my mind, even though I knew it was quarantine, but after they rest up a bit, you know, and got over the shock of not working and figure out how they're dealing with stuff, I saw them get to work. They got to work with things that they didn't get a chance to. That's why I said that, you know, when them sissy bins was going out saying that now that they can't get any money and government gonna turn them on, so they gonna see you because now the men are in the everyday environment every day and they can see them. They see men doing work. They see men repairing houses. They see men um, uh, doing stuff, fixing cars, tearing down dilapidated houses, working on lands that they had to leave neglected, or yards that was almost like junkyards now organized and put together. Yeah. So so
Are they getting together with these men? Are they dating them?
they dating them, they hooking up with them. Yes,
Okay, okay.
but they get snatched up quickly before there's an awareness. The ones that you know that could see, because there was a few of them I didn't think so. You know, I didn't think, because I didn't know
Hmm.
when I saw them under the circumstances. I didn't realize they got past that. They evolved. They grew up. They got themselves together. But their woman did. The woman did, and the women that snatched them up or stuck by them did. So just because I didn't see it in every man, don't mean every woman that some woman didn't.
Right. Well, this is what I'm coming from, because what I'm seeing how women are living today and the things that they have going, and then I'm looking at the percentage out of 100% of people, the percentage of women that have things going. I'm seeing where women have a lot of options, choices, and they can call a lot of shots. So I'm like, is there really a problem that we're really facing, or is there really an epidemic? Because I see women really, owning their house or owning their apartment, having their car, having their career, having money in their pocket, going to get their nails done, getting their hair together, makeup, and all these different things, and they're also having their dating life, with the guys that they choose to date. But then on another, that's like on a maybe 35 and younger spectrum, or maybe 30 and younger. But then on another spectrum for women 35 and older, or women that want to be married or have kids, then I'm seeing a whole nother, mode and operation and how they're getting down and thinking and moving and acting only when they're in a certain predicament themselves.
Okay. Okay. Well, mm, okay. Okay. I've seen okay, women paying for it, get their own hair and nails done and stuff like that. That's women being women. They're gonna do that regardless. Dating. Yeah, they dating. I also seen the ones that brought their own houses. Okay, they dating, they looking for the right man, but they're not accepting just any man. They're not accepting just any man that comes along that shows an interest in them. You got to be the right man. So in the
Okay.
meantime, she's like, okay, why am I waiting for a man to buy me a house? To get married and then buy a house. She said, right now I can afford to get a house and it'd be cheaper than renting a house. And then I say on how I want it fixed up and stuff like that. When you rent, you kind of limited on what you can do decorative wise.
Right.
So she bought the house, but that didn't mean she wasn't not looking for a man, or that she didn't need a man. She did. She found the man.
Let me ask you something,
They
brother.
should be
Hold on
married.
one second, Dan.
Mhm.
Hold on one second. So, brother, let me ask you this question. If you have a woman, right, and that's your girlfriend or whatever, and you are renting an apartment, right, that you're bringing her to, can you ask her to submit to you?
Absolutely.
Why?
Well, she's in my space. She's in my company. She's in my domain. I don't have to ask her to submit or go a certain way as according to my standard.
Okay, and this is the problem. You see, I thought you would say something like that. And this is the problem that I have. This is why we don't have nothing, and why we don't understand the situation that we're in. You don't own anything. That's not your domain. I don't understand why you can't see that.
So I
That's
went and
not your
purchased this.
domain.
I purchased this house. I have my name on it.
No.
Oh,
I said
okay.
apartments. Renting an apartment.
Yeah, when I went to go sign the contract and the deeds on my apartment, and I put my name and set up the bank account and the draft and all of that. It's not my domain. It's not in my name. I don't run it, operate, and control it.
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
You're just paying for temporary shelter because the moment you don't pay rent, all that goes away quickly.
That I can elect to have her in or not. Correct.
But wait a minute, let me finish. It goes away quickly because it meant nothing to begin with. You don't own anything there. You're just renting. That's temporary shelter. A woman doesn't have to submit to you when you're only providing temporary shelter that's ran by another man or another entity. You're not even the one calling the shots. You can't control the destiny there. Someone else controls your destiny.
But she's in my company. She's only there on behalf of me.
That is the only thing that she's in. She's not in anything that you own, and you cannot protect her in that situation because you don't call the shots, nor do you own the dwelling that you live in.
Well, we not married. This is only my girlfriend, but yes, she's on my time, my company, in my house. And somebody break in, I'm not supposed to protect her now?
No, I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking about the dwelling itself. You do not own or control that dwelling. Someone else does. So someone is over you, brother.
Yeah, and I'm over anybody that comes into this domain. That's on me. If something goes down in there, if I bring company in there, something goes down in there, it's not going to be on the company's fault. It's going to be on me.
You're over the people that come in there because there's rules for the temporary shelter. If you allow chaos, they will throw you out.
Right, and while she's in the temporary shelter and in my temporary care and under, you can't just be doing anything.
No, you're renting. You're exactly because you have to.
So because I'm renting, she can just come in. She can just do whatever she wants to do. I don't have to set a standard of being with me in my shelter.
Well, that's up to her and your relationship. But what I'm saying to you is,
I'm like, I don't. Okay.
Hold on. You're not the king. Someone else is. So she can pull rank on you and say, you don't control this environment, and she would be right.
Right, and I can also pull rank on her and be like, well, all right, well, get out of my environment.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
come on, who goes through any of that type of stuff? Like, I've never even. That's not even.
Yeah, you can do that too. But here's the deal, though, right? If you own your own home and property, right, then there will be none of that.
Right, that's just common sense, but
right.
I mean, that's still my environment. That's still under I pay for it. That's still in my care. It's still in my care.
You pay. It's not your environment. You pay for temporary shelter. If it was your environment, they wouldn't be able to remove you from it.
They're not going to remove me from it. As long as I pay. As long as I
Right.
pay every month, they're not
Exactly.
removing me.
Exactly. That's the whole
Okay.
point. As long as you're paying month to month. See, if you own your own house, being clear, there are no payments. There's nobody telling you to get out.
I mean, that's the pinnacle. That's the ultimate to have my own house.
Well,
But
actually, but you see,
until
that's
I
not the.
get there,
Well,
until I get
that's
there, you're gonna rent or
yeah. But see,
roommate,
but
whatever.
wait a minute. But you see, that's the difference in mentality between black men and other men. You see, a white man will go right if he can't afford a house, he'll go and buy him a trailer and live in that mug. You know why? Because he don't want nobody over him. He don't want nobody telling him to get out. He want to own his own domain and be the real king of his domain. He'll go and buy a trailer. Black man won't do that because the black man doesn't have the mentality of ownership. That's why you think owning a house is the ultimate. It's not the ultimate. It's something you should do naturally. Go get you a home.
Yeah, well, I
And
think
that is the
many
reason
men.
why, and that is one of the reasons why other races of men have so much property and black men have very little property because black men don't have an ownership mentality. You have a follower's mentality. You settle. You settle just like a woman does. That is why you're not the king. A king is an owner, a mover, a shaker, a name taker. You brothers, right, are house sitters, settlers, pilgrims. You own nothing and don't have a strong mentality to own anything. That's why you don't have nothing. And that's why you're sitting up here right now thinking owning a house is the ultimate. No other race of man thinks that way but black men.
You right, brother. I'm just trash. My mind is trash, and I just gotta follow better men. So
Well, I'm not disrespecting you like that. I'm not saying you're trash. I believe you're capable of great things. You have to believe it.
right. So I just
Right,
that's it.
right. You have to get out of here and break yourself out of the funk and say, you know what? I'm not written from anybody. I'm going to get my own shit. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I'm a goddamn man. I'm not gonna be under nobody's subjugation. I'm not bowing to nobody. Other men, races of men have that mentality. That's why they are where they are. Like I said, a white boy, you laugh at him, right? In that trailer park, but he owned that motherfucker. He owned that trailer. You don't own shit. He owned that trailer. That trailer is his. And check this out. He ain't got no problem putting a woman in that trailer. You know why? Because she see ownership. A woman don't care if you live in a 2-bedroom or 1-bedroom apartment. It can be small as hell as long as you own it. Hell, you can live in a room. If it's yours, she'll nest in there with you.
Okay.
That's why y'all got a false sense of ownership, right? Running around here spending money on things that you don't own, claiming it to be yours. It's a false sense of ownership. You talk about mental problems, mental diseases. That's one right there. That's a mental issue. Give me a second, y'all. I'll be right back.
Okay. Okay. I know it's kind of hard to take because you paying paying your rent every month. So you think, okay, I pay my bills, or I pay it every quarter, every 6 months, every year, whatever contract, and it's mine. But just like for instance, this quarantine and this quarantine, people couldn't work. All of a sudden, it started looking shaky. How I'm gonna pay the bills? How I'm gonna pay the rent? Because there's a lot more people that's paying month to month than those that pay out the whole year, or every 6 months, or every 3 months, or whatever. In fact, I always thought it was month to month until I ran into a relative that paid like yearly, and another one every 6 months or so. Their lease, yeah. hmm I was used to rental agreements, but not leasing. But still, if something happened, you don't have your job, and you don't have the means to pay your rent, is gone. hmm
Yeah.
You're going to be kicking out. They're going to be doing proceeding to kick you out.
And you know what? I'm sorry, I'm back.
hmm
And you're right, Kendall. This brother speaks of mental illness and don't realize that a lot of black men are suffering from mental illness themselves. With a false sense of ownership. You can't go in someone else's domain and pay for a temporary shelter and claim that it's yours. That's a mental illness. And then by telling the black woman, this is my place, you're actually being dishonest. It isn't your place. It belongs to someone else who has absolute control over it and can come in and tell you to leave, you and your woman. And what you're going to do? Nothing. Because you don't own it, you have no power. The white boy with the trailer, ain't nobody coming to tell him to do nothing because he own it. Y'all won't even do that. Go get yourself a trailer. If you can't afford a house, go get something and learn how to own something. I mean, I see these people around here, and it ain't just whites. I see foreign. I even see Africans doing it. Mobile homes all over the place. I drive a truck on the road. I got my own truck. I see mobile homes galore out this mug. Even in the truck stops, there are mobile homes parked everywhere. And it ain't just whites. You got Africans, Indians, they all getting into the act.
Everybody except AOS.
You know who else I don't? You know who I don't see with mobile home? Well, no. I did see one black couple from North Carolina that had a big, nice mobile home. But that's the only one I've ever seen. You can live in a mobile home, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. I think that's more of like a down south thing. I think most black people aspire to live at least like the city life.
At least have the house. Well, I've seen, and they're black. They brought the land first, and they got quite a bit of the land. They brought the mobile home, but they put it to the back of the property because their future plan was to have a house, and they wanted to build their house by their design, up. So they brought the land. They brought as much of the land as they wanted to get. Then they put a trailer to the back of the property because their intention, as I said, was to build a house, and they did it. They and they built their house, brought the land.
Right.
The land was free and clear.
Right. You figure if you can't afford $100,000 house, right? Get your mobile home for pennies on the dollar, fraction of that cost. Pay it off real quick. Now it's yours. You can live in that mug, right? And stack your money. Stack your dollars. That's what white folks do. That's what other people do. That's why they always got money and we don't.
Yeah. And it
Hey,
turned
how
it.
many brothers are on here talking about, hey, brothers and sisters, get a mobile home. You can live in that bad boy and stack your chips. We ain't got nobody preaching that. We don't have nobody on YouTube telling black people how to do shit. Real shit. Got people on here talking about Egypt, Kemet, Hebrew Israelites talking about the King James Bible. And some old silliness about some white people gonna be licking your boots in the afterlife. Now telling black people how to do something real, like purchase a mobile home, get you a pickup truck, so you can hook your mobile home, or you can you can take your mobile home all over. You can live anywhere there's space. And then, I'm telling you, I've seen some of the mobile homes. They are. I'm talking about tricked out.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them got huge beds in them, rooms, sinks, working sinks, bathrooms. Some of them are tricked out.
Oh, okay. Sounds like he was talking about an RV for a second. Yeah, but I've even seen mobile homes tricked out where you would swear up and down that they were brick house, that they were never a mobile home or a wooden house. Nah, they added on, expanded to it.
Right, I don't want to get all up into that. I just wanted to say is that this is false sense of ownership. A lot of black, like a lot of brothers have. That you get some real ownership.
Excuse me.
I'll be right back, y'all.
Okay. Okay. Okay, as I was saying, yeah, there's a difference. Down south, we're slowly starting to learn that it's actually cheaper to pay your mortgage than it is to pay rent. Uh, so the young lady I was talking about earlier, because she's younger than me, she bought a house. She was like, okay, I want my own
Okay,
place.
dang, let's not get off into.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, we're not thinking about ownership. We're thinking about what is familiar. So we used to renting. Everybody around us rent. Very few own. So thinking I'm going to rent a place.
Okay, I got to get off for a minute, dang.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's the mindset. You do what you're familiar with, and so you don't think about buying a house or buying land or whatever until you see someone else do it. They're like, oh my goodness, why didn't I think of that? Yeah, it would make more sense, But sometimes by that time we done damage to credit. We got ourselves in debt, because either spending wildly or in some cases is college loans. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, let's take a little bit of a musical break, get some refreshments, Ha ha ha. Yeah, I wish I had heard Max 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Actually, there's a few people. All right. All right. So I'm going to play some music. We're going to take a little bit musical break. All right, y'all. And then we'll be right back. All right. Okay, so we're back. Okay. Well, we went all over the place with the topics I had planned to talk about. We went into areas I don't I never thought we was gonna go into, but that's the good thing. I just wish more of the ladies had came up on ladies night to discuss or bring in more topics. Shooks, this keeps up. I'm gonna just give up on the ladies and open it up for the guys. But Arab Black TV, I'm glad you took us up on as a guest. Okay, Max is very passionate. Don't take it personal. He's not beating up on you or anything. He's just
You got fans,
disagree strongly with your topic. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm just, I see where he's coming from. Like he's more for the youth, but I'm a grown man though, 40 plus, and so I don't
Yeah.
want him to get confused that he's talking to some kid or something like that.
Oh, okay.
That's
Well, that's the thing. We got some grown men that act like kids. We got 60, 50, 40, well, 45 old men who act like they have no common sense. They
right, but that still doesn't take away from the fact that they're grown and they can make their own choices and decisions. Like I said earlier, it's one thing to be trying to deal with somebody like like you're trying to teach them something as opposed to somebody coming to you for advice or asking you for your opinion or your advice or your, you know what I mean? You gotta let grown people be grown and respect them just the same, Everybody doesn't need to be converted. People are not kids. You gotta I would just personally watch for that type of stuff. Like, you know, people still got to be respected as the adult that they are, as long as nobody's being disrespected.
Yeah, that would be fine if they would respect, you know, that, you know, the women are also adults and they have made choices and stuff like that. But they thinking that they can teach grown women or that they can change our minds or change our opinion or make us better, you know. So if they think they can do that with women, why don't they think they can do that for the that's not going to apply to them too? Part of the problem is when they talking, they're not saying, they're not just saying that's your choice. Okay, you made it, then you gotta live with the choices you make, and these are options you could have took. But hey, whether you take them or not, that's up to you. No, no.
Yeah, let me
Hmm?
yeah, I'm back. Let me say something. Yeah, listen, brother, I disagree with that. I don't respect everybody. I don't care if they're grown or not, especially grown people. There's a lot of grown people out here that there's a lot of
me
grown
and you
people
would
out
have
here
a
that
big
don't.
problem then. I mean, we would have a huge problem because, and no point in
No,
time do I want to not respect you as the grown man that you are. If you couldn't respect me back, then I couldn't keep continuing, you know what I mean, to act like we can have
right,
decent conversations amongst each other. So
right.
I disagree with what you just said, but go ahead, continue.
But let me finish saying what I'm saying. So let me tell you, like every grown person don't deserve any respect. Like this is what these are the type of grown people I don't respect. If you are out here hating black women, I can't respect you. I can't respect you as anything. If you're out here poisoning the minds of our children against their own kind, I can't respect you for that. As far as I'm concerned, you don't deserve no respect. Okay? I don't just respect anybody because they're grown. Everybody grown don't deserve respect. If you out here doing some foul shit, I'm not going to respect you. I don't respect people that do foul shit. And hating black women and spewing it out to the rest of the world, as far as I'm concerned, is some foul shit. And I don't respect any man that does. I don't respect no man that comes out with a bullhorn telling us that our women's lives have no value. I don't respect anybody like that. You could if you want. I can't tell you what to do. I don't respect anybody like that. I don't care if he's grown or not. That don't mean shit to me. We have to be careful what we say in this day and age. Influence is a big thing now, bigger than it ever was before. But the things that we say influence people, whether we like it or not, whether we're trying to influence them or not. Even tonight, right? I have to be careful with the things I say because somebody may be influenced by what I'm saying. And another thing too, right? I have a question. Why I only hear black men talking about respect? I never heard that before. Like growing up in the environment I grew up in, I never heard men talk about respect or disrespect. I hear a lot of that on social media. These brothers always talking about be respectful, be respectful, be respectful. I don't get that. What's up with that?
I mean, the way men deal with each other, like we understand if we couldn't deal with each other face to face, that we would stay away from each other or we would have problems. So that's a certain respect right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So now we transcend to on the keyboard and over the internet. And now, you know, guys could just say whatever they want to say to each other or just treat each other with a lack of respect. I don't agree with.
Oh, I don't engage in that. I'm not a keyboard gangster. they get to hollering like that, I just step off. I don't get involved in that. Like I said, if
So
I
that's
can't
why
put
I was bringing it back to like you not,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about personally for men. I don't deal with
right,
people like that in general. I don't say
right,
things to you know to disrespect somebody or make somebody take somebody down or anything like that. So I
right,
keep that fear amongst all human beings across the planet. So that's not
right,
just,
right.
you know what I'm saying? That's just not in my backyard or I play that with somebody and then don't play that with the next. Then to
Mm-hmm.
go further with men, I definitely watch that because, you know, we'll be fighting and trying to kill each other. So, you know, over words or over nothing. So, you know, you know, these are just things that I know in dealing with people. So that's why. So then I want to take it a step further. And you're talking to me right now. You're not talking to the men or the manosphere or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You're talking to me. We're talking to each other. So
Right.
that's why I was like, respect should be maintained no matter what, you know. And then people want to give, excuses for the respect. Oh, if he ain't acting grown or if I see him not acting the way I want him to or something, I don't know. And then so that he don't get my respect or, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't play
Mm-hmm.
that game. I don't play that game, but to each his own. That's all I was saying.
Yeah. But you see, we have to be realistic when we're talking about reality, right? Everything has a cause and effect. We cannot ignore
Well,
the
no.
fact that reality.
Not like, okay, I'm gonna let you continue. I don't mean to cut you. I'm gonna let you continue. I
Right.
just
We
gave
can't.
my realism. I just gave my
Right.
complete spill on my realistic reality.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Okay.
Right. That's your reality. The reality itself, there's a cause and effect for everything. If you want respect, then you do things to be respected. That's what my father always taught me. I don't respect everybody because everybody don't deserve my respect.
You know, and that
But
type
because
of, you know, with men, you know, we don't go around announcing, oh, I got respect for this one and I don't have respect.
right,
You know, I mean, we don't play all of those games. Like, you know, I
right,
don't even play with respect. You know, there is no in between. There's no wiggle room in there, and there's no even playing with that. You either you do or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Once you
right.
don't, and then we got lines to cross, and now we going to war. That's me as the man that I am, and that's how I deal with other men. You know what I
Well,
mean? So
no, but you see,
I'm
yeah,
not,
but you,
no, ho, I'm gonna give you the mic. So I'm not here to take anybody to war or to act in those manners that could lead up to those type of things. So that's where I maintain my own levels of respect, and I expect somebody to maintain them with me, or I can't be engaged, and I have respect for myself and remove myself from the situation.
now, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but there's something you said that I thought was real interesting, right? You said crossing lines, right? So my thing is this here, right? If a person, who I deem is a disrespectful person, I don't want to, respect him or whatever. It doesn't mean I'm gonna challenge him or whatever. I may not say nothing to him at all. I may just walk away and just don't deal with that person because I don't respect him. We don't have to cross any lines unless that's where you want to go. But if that's not the issue, man, I can just walk away. It's all right. Well, you know what? I ain't messing with that cat no more. You know what I'm saying? I can peacefully not respect people. I can just get up out of there. Just don't deal with that person because I don't respect them. There's some brothers on here that I respected at one point and have no respect for now, and I don't deal with them. I don't go to their chats. I don't mess with them.
Right. You're a man for that. You respected for that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
So we don't have to
I mean,
cross any lines.
I believe in men being challenged and all of that. We could challenge philosophy, theory, thought, you know what I mean, whatever. Like, you know what I mean. That's men sharpen, men sharpen each other or pull each
Yeah.
other still sharpen still. So that's never the
Mm-hmm.
case. You're supposed to meet
Mm-hmm.
as a man. You're supposed to meet a challenge and rise to the occasion. So
Mm-hmm.
that's never the case. That's always upfront
Mm-hmm.
and ready to be challenged. So that, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
It's just like sneak dissing, and you know what I mean, maybe calling somebody out their name or trying to throw something on somebody that, you know what I mean, like that ain't there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
This is
don't.
like, hold on, now you calling me a liar, or you don't, you don't believe in what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying? Then everything gets fuzzy from those type of,
Yeah. Well, I get called all kinds of names all the time. They call me simp. They say I'm a big old goofy simp, and I mean, they call me all kinds of things, man. I don't trip.
Right. No, and I big you up for that because I had to learn the
Hmm.
same. You know what I mean? I let somebody kind of trigger me, you know what I'm saying, one time, and I
Yeah.
had to learn from that situation on YouTube, which I do because of me and how solid in my character I think I am until somebody actually, you know what I'm saying, wow, he brought me out. And
Hmm.
I had to learn to get around that. Like I can't just let anybody say something or you know what I mean, try to dictate and take me out of my character. So I big you up for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I appreciate it. Well,
Yeah,
let me ask you
because I
something,
don't,
brother.
I don't, I
So,
don't, I don't, I don't pay attention. You know what I'm saying? People got they little, oh, I see you like this or whatever like that. I could go different ways with it. I've been met with the same exact things. Oh, you a simp or you this or that. I don't really, you know what I mean? That's just an idea or an opinion. I ain't gonna go too far into that. But how far I want to let it go because I'm not gonna just stand there and you just, yo, you a simp, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Or something, taking it to degrees and things like that. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
See,
That I'm
see,
sorry.
my see, my thing is, instead of doing that, I'd rather have uh, a heated discussion about what we're going to do to build something in our society that's going to help us get out of a losing position. See, when I hear these debates with these brothers, right, I don't never hear anything that's going to help black people. They're just debating for their own intellectual property or their own intellectual feel good thing. They don't never say anything about helping black people. None of these people do. None of these guys do. They don't do it in the conscious community. None of that. They're over there arguing about the Bible, man. I mean, when are we going to start arguing about things that's going to help black people? We're in a losing position. I don't know if anybody noticed that. We own 1/2 of 1% of the wealth of this country. That means we own nothing. We're in a losing position, man. We need to
I
start having conversations about how we're going to do to stop losing. I'm sorry, what we're going to
I
do to
agree.
stop losing, I mean.
I agree definitely, and I think within the manosphere, those conversations take place as well. Business
But the
talk, stocks
manosphere?
and bonds. Yeah, business talk, stocks and bonds,
Oh, I ain't never heard
family.
none of that, the manosphere.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of channels. There's plenty of
I
guys
used
in
to
the
be,
manosphere. There's
I
plenty
used
of
to
guys that
be,
talk about
well,
so many different things.
although it was brief, I was over there at one point. I never heard any of that stuff. All I
Oh
heard was
yeah,
bullshit.
you can go to the Roger Report. He's big time on family. That's all he talks about is family and the black family and keeping that and getting that right. Got a nice following. Um, I forgot the other brothers' names, but within the manosphere, the guys there they talk about everything. There's nothing that they don't talk about. Stocks, bonds, Bitcoin,
I
everything.
ain't never,
Oh, Edwin
yeah,
Anderson. He has a
yeah.
channel. He talks about that type of thing. So I'm
Edwin
just saying,
Anderson.
mhm.
I know Edwin Anderson.
Okay, yep. You familiar with him? So yeah, he talks about stocks.
Yeah.
There's other guys, yeah.
I'm familiar with
So,
guys in the manosphere. I ain't never heard them talk about anything worth anything. It's a bunch
oh
of,
yeah,
yeah,
I don't pay
yeah, it's
attention
just
to
a
the.
bunch of, it's a bunch of unobtainable goals and things that black people can't achieve on their own, or things that will take a Herculean effort to accomplish. So
Well, yeah.
so
I mean, there's.
basically, yeah, yeah. Like I heard somebody say one time. One guy came on my channel, right, and said he was from the manosphere, and he said that black people need to start buying supermarkets. They need to own supermarkets. All right, where are we getting the supermarkets from, and who's going to sell it to us? And where are these supermarkets going to be? When those questions were asked of him, he had no answers. And this is the type of rhetoric that permeates throughout the manosphere. A bunch of unattainable goals, things that are going to take a Herculean effort to accomplish. So basically, you're back to square one. Nothing.
I hear you. I think within the manosphere, because like I have my own ideas about the manosphere, like, or just my own, like, perception of it, or how I would like it to be, what I'm saying, to go. And everybody has a different view, and people gravitate to different views, which is the freedom, of their own will. So I respect that. I don't particularly partake in any of the hating of the women and all this type of stuff. Like, I don't listen to those type of guys that are talking from that aspect, you know. So I think it's to each his own and what you're looking for, because I'm letting you know there's all type of conversation going on.
I've heard. I know the manosphere. I've heard a lot of the rhetoric. I still know some of the guys over there. I'm telling you, but I haven't heard anything worth anything. Yeah, I heard the stocks and bonds and all of that. Again, that amounts to a hill of beans. Because you have to be what they're talking about. You have to be in a certain position to even do some of that stuff. They're not telling you how to do things from the ground up, from a person that's coming from nothing, which are many people that are in the black community are coming from poverty. They don't even understand the mentality or the position that the people that they're talking to are in.
Interesting that you said that.
Right. They're talking about the 1% and the top 10%. Most black people aren't in the 1% of the top 10%.
Right. But they were all just an election ago ready to vote Trump and ready to look at things in a different light and to go in the direction of more thinking rich and more upper echelon minded, hence the success of Kevin Samuels and certain guys,
the
other
success
guys.
of Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, the image consulting guy, how he's so popular now, how people
You mean the
follow
one
him and listen to him.
because became popular because he berated a black woman on his show.
Yeah, but he's got lasting power because he is what women desire to want in their life, and he's also what men aspire to be.
All right. Dame, I'm gonna turn that one over to you. Dame.
Yes.
Ladies, I'm gonna let y'all have that one. My name is Bennett. I ain't in it. You heard what he just said.
Okay. I have a feeling I might be the only lady still in here. But now, Kevin Samuels. Okay. Kevin Samuel is gay. I know he's claiming he's not. And that he's a fashion icon and he dressed a certain way and he's being fashionable, but nah. Some of his fashion choice, well, actually quite a bit of it is on the feminine side.
But is he what most
wearing,
is he what most black women desire in their lives?
Okay, he projects that he's a six-figure man or a high-value man, and so there's some that want a high-value man. They want a six-figure guy, but they don't want necessarily Kevin Samuels. But because of him and those like him, they got a little narrow box of what a six-figure dude looks like. Six-figure man is always in a suit, always looks a certain way, dress a certain way, be in certain areas. When there's six-figure men in blue collar fields and not just in business, in the business field. So
okay, Kevin Samuels is more like an archetype. He's a prototype. He's more like the pinnacle of all of that. You know what I mean? A nice, well-dressed man, a man who knows how to articulate himself, an accomplished man, things of that nature. I'm not saying exactly him, but he represents the pinnacle of the archetype that black women gravitate towards. I will give the example of that in how women talk about getting to the man with the bag, right? That mentality, and so forth and so on. So he would be that model type figure and that's why he gained the, attraction that he does. It's more than just how he deals with women, which is also on levels of alpha, which women want and like too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but because of that archetype that he's projecting, he's only talking about one type of man of that high value. His words, uh, um, six
I
figure.
can give you, I can
Uh-huh.
give you a group of high value men that don't dress like him that he can't even touch financially.
And there's also a bunch that says he doesn't speak for him, that they don't know what he's talking about, and the women that he's saying hit the wall, that they're not going to get that type of man. They said they would get they would like a woman like that, that they would go for her.
The 6-figure man with no kids.
I can give you. Can you guys hear me? You hear me, Dan?
Yeah, I hear you.
I can give you a group of men that are extremely high value that nobody talks about that Kevin Samuels couldn't touch financially.
Okay, are they on YouTube?
No, because they're working, they're making money. They don't have time to be on
Right.
YouTube.
So the whole thing with Kevin Samuels, if he's visible, he's able to talk to you. You can talk to him. He's out here showing it. He's on the front lines of it. So that
But these men are visible too.
yeah, to only the women that see them, or only the people that see them. Like they're not representing that, not out on the forefront representing that who they are.
Well, that doesn't mean that because he's representing these men, that what he's representing is true.
Well, you saying
But
that
I
he's
find
not
it
who
kind of
he is?
hard. Wait a minute, I'm trying to find it. I find it a little odd, right? How he's speaking for this group. When did they elect him as the spokesperson? Their spokesman.
I mean, nobody necessarily does that. I mean, he gets high praise and reviews within the manosphere from women. A woman just said that she's getting engaged. She just did a whole YouTube video on it on how Kevin Samuels' information led her to getting engaged. So he's out here changing lives as well. So I mean, he's having an effect. He's having an impact. Nobody voted him that. It's just the impact that he's having, the
I
conversations that
mean,
he's starting.
I
That's
could
how
pay
you go
somebody to
viral.
say. I could pay a woman to say I changed her life too.
Yeah, but we don't know anything about it. It's well known with him. That woman that
I
changed her
find it
life, she
hard.
didn't do it. She didn't
I
do a
find it
video
hard.
about it.
Right. I find it hard for a guy who talks the way he do to women and say the things he say about women and trigger the women the way he do would be changing somebody's life for the better. I find it hard to believe. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole.
Okay, I'll give you another example. Tommy Sotomayor, right? Probably the most villainated, hated person in the space, right? Yet there are a lot of black women and women who agree with him. Tommy has a lot of dates and has a sex life with black women, well documented and known to date.
You
So
know what?
so I'm just going to show you. I'm going to pass the mic back to you. I just want to show you that a lot of things that you don't think help people do help people. You know what I mean? The world doesn't go just one way. Everybody is not just one way. You know what I mean? There's many different avenues and ways for many different people. So on you.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of women when a lot of people think that women are not being affected or help. A lot of women see things against a lot of women and agree with a lot of men. You know what I mean? Men have a lot of in this space have a lot of backing from the women. So it's everything is not just black or white. There's many colors. There's a lot of
Yeah, you
gray.
know
There's
what?
a lot of gray area for people.
Yeah, I was confused about that too, right? Why do women follow these guys or whatever? And then I was schooled by the women who told me why and what type of women are these. Then you care to explain to him?
Okay. Okay. A lot of the women, as you say, they thinking, okay, he's not talking about me. I don't fit in that category. Um, and they believe what he says. Because mm, I, okay, there are some that believe that there's stuff that they could do, or that there's their fault, or that if they follow a certain formula, they'll be able to get the man. Yeah, yeah, hmm yeah, and that could happen. That could happen. She's engaged, but she's not married. Is she married? Is she going to be stayed married? A lot of stuff he's talking about that can be maintained over over a lifetime. The way he's talking, that the woman is going to be like on a hamster wheel, that she got to maintain this forever. She got to maintain a certain size or dress forever. She got to
Hmm.
maintain a certain look forever, because there
Right, and
are a
that's
whole bunch of other women who are younger who's competing against her. That's another reason
right.
why these women, there are very competitive women. They thinking
So
that all
basically,
women are their
right. So
competition.
basically, you sell them a pipe dream. It's a trick.
Mhm.
They can't possibly maintain that forever. It's unrealistic.
Are they going to be constantly insecure because, he puts it into their head, there's going to be he's
Either
going to have
that,
a whole bunch of choice of other women, younger women, and he's going to
either
constantly be on the lookout for younger,
either
better
that, or either that, or at some point they're going to end up having a psychotic episode, trying to maintain the pressure that's been put on them. You end up having a mental breakdown.
And that's very true. But
and he
it's
feeds
very
into their
interesting.
insecurities too.
It's very interesting with women and programming and men in programming, right? People elect, just like a pastor or a church or religion or anything. People elect to get into what they want to get into, what they feed into, what speaks to them. As a society, we're living in a very elitism society, a very classist society, and racism, all these isms, right? And they affect everybody. But as far as programming and things, women are more programmable than anything, but they can elect their own programming, which what I'm saying, which works with them. You know what I mean? So there's going to be a certain class of women that think a certain way or feel a certain way that's going to go against a certain other class of women that they feel is in another class because of how they move and act. So a lot of women have a lot of back and forth between them, you know what I'm saying? Just in their so-called sisterhood, amongst themselves. So, these things affect everybody, you know what I mean? But men, for one, in programming don't have any programming. Men can't be checked. Men can't be told what to do. Men are men, and they got their own standard and way of acting, and they're gonna just act it to the death. And that is how men choose to live their life, live and die. You know what I mean?
You
Women
just
often trying to live and trying to, live different ways and trying to come up, and they liable to feed into certain programmings to get them where they think they're gonna go. And they're more susceptible to it, and they're more vulnerable to it. So that's on women also, though.
yeah. Wow, you just gave me an idea for another show. That's going to be interesting. Men can't be told what to do.
Uh, Yes, if you catch them young enough and you start indoctrinating them, yes, they can.
We're
And they
gonna do a
will
show
follow.
on
I'm
that.
talking
Can black
about
men?
grown men. I'm talking about 21-year older grown men who's his own man.
No, I've seen 20 somethings.
No, we're gonna do a show. I'm gonna do a gangster talk on that. Can black men? Can grown black men be told what to do? That's gonna be interesting.
No, more or less not. You can tell anybody what to do, but men don't fall under any programming. Is my point.
Oh, is
They
that
follow
right?
their own programming.
Well,
Yes, that is
well, let me ask you a question.
actually correct.
Well, let me ask you. Let me ask you this question. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the term sellout, right?
Of course.
Would you consider that programming?
No, because he's believing
No,
conviction.
yeah, he's going off his own convictions. Like, he's
His own
calling his own
convictions.
shot.
Okay, he's calling his own shots. All right.
If he sells out, depending on, that's his choice. I might not even care if he sold out. What's that to me? Sold out for what? To who?
Hmm. Hmm. I heard Kevin Samuels say one time that he don't call it selling out, he call it buying in. Would you consider that programming?
I don't believe in programming for men. I believe men do what the hell they want to do. That's my
Okay.
personal belief.
Well, there would be so many people who would disagree with you. And they have evidence to disagree with you too.
That's
I'm
life.
gonna do
There's
that.
always going to be. That's life.
You know what? That's an interesting show. I'm going to do a show on that. That's very interesting. I can't wait to do the show already. Can black men be told what to do? Some would argue that they're already being told what to do.
So then who they listening to?
White men.
Well, that's in his own conviction.
They seem to do whatever the white man tells them to do.
But the white man got my money.
Matter of fact, some of them
only
even,
if the white man got his
matter of
check
fact,
and
some
his
of them
money.
even. No. The white man doesn't tell or make the black man move through money. He makes him move and do what he wants to do through fear. The black man today is afraid of the white man. That's why he's attacking his own woman, because he can't get at the one that victimized him. He's afraid of him.
I thought it was the other way around.
Yeah, I can't wait to have the show. And I want you to be on the panel, brother. When we have that show, I'm going to have that show next week.
Can't wait.
And bring the guy in the back with you.
No problem. He can't wait either.
Anyway, shout out to whoever's in the back. What's up?
Peace.
Appreciate you.
Man. Peace.
Peace. I want both of you on the panel when I have this show. We're gonna have this discussion. This is gonna be good.
Yes, it will be good. It'll be good for you. You're gonna get a lot of subscribers off that.
I appreciate it. Because you see, I'm all for brothers speaking their mind. See, people got me pegged wrong. They think I'm gonna let people come up here and speak their mind. No. Come up here and say what you got to say. I don't have a problem with that. If I agree with some things, I do. If I don't, I don't. Got no problem. I got a problem with cats coming up here being straight up disrespectful for no reason. And we've had a few of those.
I could dig
But
that.
but I don't mind opposing opinions. Come on up. Let's talk about it. I'm with it.
Time for some sharpening up. The iron against the iron.
Oh, I can't. Oh, we're going to have that gangster talk next week. I can't have it this week because I'm going to be busy, but we will have it sometime, hopefully maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, but we will be having it. Can black men be told what to do? That's going to be the title, y'all. And my guest is going to be Era Black TV and the brother with him. What is that brother name of Era Black TV?
Who you talking about?
The brother that's with you. What is his name?
I'm known as Coach.
Coach. Okay. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have brother Era and Coach. they're going to be the guests, and we're going to chop it up.
Yeah, nah, I definitely look forward to it.
Yeah, man.
I just started this whole. I'm just now getting into this YouTube universe, so
All
you
right.
know, this is all learning experiences and building for me.
Good. Glad to hear it, because that's what we're trying to do, man. We're trying to build. We got to find a way to get us out of this losing position. Even if we disagree on some things, there's some things we got to agree on. We got to find a way to agree on some things to help us all out.
Absolutely, as long as we can always agree to disagree. When
Right.
we agree, it'll be in a real positive mode and setting, and we'll be able to go forward.
I'm sure there's
Right.
many things that we can agree on.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Right.
almost certain of that. I mean,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm certain of that.
I mean, as far as I know, we all brothers and like we all want to uplift our people. So yeah, I think we can agree on a lot of different things.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Time for soon the iron sharpening is going to commence. I think we should end it on that note, unless there's something else y'all want to talk about.
No, I'm gonna have to get out of here. Thanks for having me on Ladies Night, Dane.
Mhm.
And shout out to Era TV and Coach. I will be seeing you cats next week on Gangsta Talk. Shout out to everybody who came to support Ladies Night tonight. Peace, power, and unity. I got to get out of here.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Peace.
Peace.
All right. Arab Black TV Coach. It looks like y'all finding your iron to sharpen up against. So, be ready.
Well,
Oh
Come
yeah.
with your own topics. Come up with stuff y'all want to talk about, bring into the discussion.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
I
Mhm.
I I have a question for you right now, Dane.
Okay.
Why why do black women not want to be accountable for what they bring to the relationships, be it good or bad? They only want to do that when it seems to be beneficial for them. Hold themselves accountable. Why don't they want to do that all the time?
They do, but they don't do it to strangers because their accountability to themselves, they gotta work that stuff they work on. So when a woman says she's working on some things or she's dealing with her baggage, that's her being accountable for her side of it. But to say that just tell you that she's accountable for this or that in relationship, that means she got to either be willing to talk about it with you or close enough to you to say that. Mm-hmm. That
Oh,
don't mean she ain't aware of it, just that she ain't telling you that.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I could dig that, but at the same time, so if she's only willing to recognize the accountability when she's willing to talk to me about it or whatever, how can we really grow and build?
Okay. Are you talking about someone you're in you're talking about, say, for example, you're in a relationship with a woman and y'all get into a big thing and y'all
I
separate for a
mean,
little while?
I mean, right now, I'm not talking about me personally. I'm just giving you a scenario, a situation
Uh-huh.
that I mean, I was recently a part of.
Okay.
But like I said, I'm not the one that was in the relationship or anything, but it was someone close to me.
Okay.
And I'm the outside eye looking in, and I'm trying to look at it from both sides of the spectrum. But right now I'm just concentrating on, because she didn't want to be accountable for none of the things that she did. And that's where my main focus lies, because I feel like if she took accountability for some of the things that she did, then her man would be able to either agree to disagree or come to some type of common ground, and then be able to build and go forward and either repair their relationship or whatever is going to happen. You understand?
Okay, well, it's either two things is happening. Either she don't see anything that she got to be accountable for, or if she takes into account, it's gonna go back somewhere towards him, something he did or did not do, and she reacted to it. Mm-hmm. But
Okay, but
but until
okay,
she's
so
ready to, if you feel that there's something, or he feels there's something she should be accountable for and stuff like that, until she sees it, it's not going to happen. I don't think it's going to. So he's got
so
to.
it would so my question now, my next question would be, so for him, would it be better for him to stay and try and build, or for him to walk away?
Ooh, that's between him and her. Is it worth it to him?
Well, I
Do
mean,
you
he's
want
already shown that it's worth it to him because he's fighting with her, trying to get her to be accountable for things. So
Okay,
he's
that's
already put
okay.
himself out there.
Okay,
So
wait. Hold on. Let me stop. Tell him to stop fighting. Stop trying to make her accountable. Just stop it. Because you putting her in defensive mode, and as long as she's in defensive mode, she ain't seeing nothing, she ain't hearing nothing, she's just defending. If he wants the relationship to build, stop. Because him trying to make her be accountable is seen as an attack. Just tell him, let it go. Talk with her. Try to work on his thing. And eventually she's going to see it on her own. And she might come on her own and say, you know what?
Hold on, dang.
That.
When a woman doesn't want to be held or be accountable in a relationship, it's because the man is weak and she don't respect him.
you said if she doesn't want to be held accountable, you said she looks at him as being weak, and
Right.
she don't respect him.
Right. If you're in a relationship with a woman and she's not taking any accountability for her mishaps or wrongdoings, whatever, it's because she views you as weak and she has no respect for you.
Oh, now see, I never thought about it from that side of the spectrum.
Right.
Oh,
Women don't. Women don't act like that
but
with men that they
I
respect
mean,
and they
I
see as
mean,
strong.
I mean, this man, so this man that's taking care of this woman and all of these things, taking care of all of her needs and her wants, he can't get respected.
It depends on the way you treat her and how you carry yourself. If you don't carry yourself, with some strength, women respect strength. A woman can shack up with a guy that'll take care of her, but he can still be weak and she don't respect him. And he's not going to go anywhere because he's needy. So she feels that she has control and power over him. He ain't going anywhere. So she don't respect you. So she's always going to fight with you, challenge you, because she don't respect you. You don't give her that what I call a healthy fear. Like she don't put like this here. She doesn't fear losing you. She feel that she feel like guys like you or that person come a dime a dozen. She can always get one of you. What she wants is that strong alpha who's not easily gotten. That's what she really wants. If she don't see that in you, right, she's going to challenge you because she feel that you can't tell her anything and she don't respect you. And if you walked out that door, she wouldn't give a damn. She could have another one of you the following day.
Wait, she wouldn't give a damn until she was homeless? Like I said, I mean, this man as far as I know, this man takes care of her.
That depends. Are you man enough, or that guy? Is he man enough to throw her out? See, some women will challenge you, right, to see if there's any real manhood in you. They'll do things
I believe
They'll
that.
do
I
things.
definitely
Right,
believe
right.
that.
They'll do that to see if there's any dog in you. They'll do crazy things to see if you're going to react a certain way. And when you
Yeah,
don't,
yeah, they're gonna push your buttons.
right, and when you don't, they'll make a decision. Like, for example, if you're the breadwinner, this is your house or whatever, and she's acting whatever, they look, let me tell you something. All these games you're playing right here, you could play them in the street. Tell her that and see if that changes her behavior.
I mean, I told them to take all her shit and just and put it
Right,
outside. So
right,
when she come home from work, her key don't work and everything is outside. So you just
right,
gotta get on where you're getting on.
right. If that's your place, if he's not respecting you and your abode or whatever, and she thinks you're weak, put her out.
Oh,
And then and the worst
hmm
thing you can do, right, is put on this masculine thing. Hey, I'm gonna kick you out of here and don't follow through. You don't follow through, you can forget about it.
So, bro, doesn't this go back to the submission in the home type of thing that we were talking about earlier, or submission in your place?
Well, it's like I said before, submission is an act of manhood. Only a woman is only going to submit to a strong man. You're not going to submit to anybody weak. If she's challenging you, she thinks you're weak. If she's trying to overtalk you, outtalk you, yell, whatever, she thinks you're weak.
Yeah, I agree. And you got to show
Mm-hmm.
her, and a man will have to show her that he's not
That's
that,
right.
and that we're gonna
Right.
have some order. We're gonna have some order around here, or we got to break up. We can't be together.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even say break up, just put her out.
Oh, okay, even harder. Just put it right out. You know what I'm saying?
Put her out.
It's over. You know what I'm saying?
A strong man, a strong man does strong. A strong man does strong things. A strong man doesn't do weak things. You're a strong man, put her out on the street. That'll be a strong move. Like, okay, go. Bye, you got to go. Now. You out of here.
I agree.
So that's
Well,
what that is, my brother. If she's challenging you and you doing all of these things, right? Because she feel that you're weak and you're going to do them anyway. You got to show her that that's not the case.
Copy that. Copy that.
All right. So that's not the case. Don't let no woman, like I love my wife, right? But I ain't going to let my wife run me over. That's not going to happen. You don't let
Exactly.
no woman run you over. No.
Nah, I completely concur.
All right. Women respect strength. That's why they submit to the strongest men. You can hear it on YouTube. The women will tell you they hate weak men.
oh yeah, they even talk about they don't even want no 9 to 5
Yeah.
midnight.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a masculine trait is going to be attractive to a woman. Period. She's a feminine.
if she's feminine, then yeah, all your masculine traits are gonna shine through.
That's right. But you see, this is why I tell brothers, right? Don't focus on the women, focus on yourself, right? Make sure you are the strongest you can be and the best you can be. The woman will adjust to who you are.
Facts.
Okay? She will. So focus on yourself. Focus on getting your power, your resources. Focus on you. And trust me, she's going to make an adjustment. Because now you become valuable in her eyes and you're going to be something she don't want to lose. So she will change her behavior. She don't see no value in you. When a woman thinks you're weak, she don't see no value in you and she's not afraid of losing you. And so she's not going to respect you. She's going to shout on you, challenge you at every turn.
And it's up for a man to take himself out that, not have that situation so that she's not driving him crazy and, what I mean, taking him to other lengths out of his character that can put him in
Right.
bad situations.
I'm not gonna let a woman drive me nuts or whatever. If it's my place and she's acting like that and see me as weak and all that, she's got to go. I'm not gonna live like that. I'm not gonna lose my mind or put myself in jeopardy or possibly lose my freedom by putting my hands on it. No, she's leaving. I will go find someone else.
She's leaving right now?
And right now. And I'm going to go find me another woman. I'm not going to live under a roof with a woman that's constantly challenging me at every turn and thinking I'm weak and all that. But I'll tell you what, after I put her out, I will take an assessment of myself. Because there's a reason why she challenged me like that.
That's a whole
What am I
fact.
showing? Right. What am I showing? What am I doing to, what did she see that she felt that she can challenge me like that?
But
so it'll also make me,
I was saying that's accountability that that most men take.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It'll also make me take a look at myself. Have I gotten weak? Am I slipping?
Right.
All
these things, right? All these things. You bringing it basically. You're not placing no blame. You bringing that back to you.
Exactly. Because there was a reason why she did that. Right. I showed her something. I must have dropped the ball somewhere. I showed her something that she took advantage of or tried to take advantage of. What did she see? Let me take a look at myself. Have I gotten weak? Am I not doing the things I did before? What made her challenge? What made her think that she can do that and get away with it? So I would make an assessment of myself. But I wouldn't put my hands on a woman or because I'm not losing my freedom or anything like that. No, she has to go. Bye. I will find me another woman to love.
I could dig it.
But that's what.
So, Go ahead, brother.
No, but I'm just saying. But you just answer your question. That's what that is. If a man is being challenged, brothers, if you're being challenged, the woman thinks you're weak. Simple as that.
I could dig that wholeheartedly.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you a question? Where are you located? What state do you live in?
I live in Virginia.
Copy. Okay, so you're on the East Coast. And Dane, what about you?
Louisiana.
Okay. So you on the Southeast, and you like in the middle of the Southeast, right there, VA. Okay. Me myself, I'm from New York. I'm a New Yorker, and I mean, I since I've been in these spaces, I've been hearing a lot of different people and talking points, but none of these people are from New York or where.
Well, I'm actually originally from New Jersey. I lived in Jersey City. I was raised in Jersey City.
Okay, copy. You want to say that, please?
No, that's on. No. That's on Bayview. No. I'm sorry. St. Anthony's is downtown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I ain't go to St. Anthony's. I went to Snyder. I went to Snyder in Lincoln, though.
Okay. I had a couple of kids that I coached go to St. Anthony's.
Yeah.
Now I asked that because a lot of people from other spaces in YouTube, like I said, I'll be hearing a lot of people. A lot of them be from the South and the Midwest or the West Coast. So a lot of the things and that they deal with seem so different to me because of where they are. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I say that to say because you from Jersey, so you know a
Hmm.
New York, a New Jersey female, or a female from the East Coast, an East Coast female is like the
Hmm.
most difficult woman on the fucking planet. Uh,
Yeah,
that's
she's
just
tough.
that I mean,
I'm not,
and I'm not just saying that because I live here. I mean, I've dated women from other regions of not just the United States, but from the world. So like it's just weird. Like, because women, the overseas woman is a lot more submissive than the American woman.
I don't know about that.
Uh, I mean, from I'm only speaking from my experience, brother. I'm not speaking for anybody else. I'm only speaking for mine.
A black woman is submissive, is very submissive. It depends. Like I said, it depends on who you are and what she's going to submit to. You see, like I said, the manosphere, these guys, they're going about it the wrong way. They're trying to create an enemy out of black women. It's not going to work. Instead of taking charge like strong men and giving out a plan and setting some precedent like other men do in their environment, they're sitting up here calling the names and saying she ain't this, she ain't that. It's not going to work. You got to take leadership. You got to be the leaders that you're supposed to be and lay down the law, and she'll make an adjustment.
Okay.
But anyway, right. But anyway, listen, we got to get out of here because we're over our time.
All right.
It's good having you brothers on. We'll do this next week, man. We'll be on Gangsta Talk, and we can trust me. We can take this as far as you guys want to go. All right.
What day and time there, brother?
Probably on Tuesday or Wednesday. Just look for the notifications. If you subscribe to this channel, you'll get the notifications when I go live with Gangsta Talk, and then y'all can come on
Copy
up.
that. All
All
right.
right.
All
All
right.
right, then hit the music. All right.
Peace. And Dane,
All
thank
right.
you for having me on your channel.
Oh, okay. No problem.
All right.
All right, Dave. Peace.
All right,
Y'all
everybody.
have a
Peace
good
out.
How are
y'all have a
you?
good night.
Y'all too, man. Peace. Peace, power, and unity. Okay, then hit that music. Let's get on out of here.
Okay.